Mr. Wale, if you are here, please come to the high table. Okay. Mr. Wale of Evolution, if you are here, please come to the high table. Mr. Wale, if you are here, please come to the high table. Mr. Wale, are you here? Okay. Mr. Wale of That's all for now. You are all welcome to the 14th AGM. Evolution. Okay. Do we have any representative from Evolution here? Mr. Wale, are you here? Since Wale is not present. Please come up to the high table. That's all for now. You are all welcome to the 14th AGM. Evolution. Okay. Do we have any representative from Evolution here? Mr. Wale, are you here? Since Wale is not present. Please come up to the high table. You are all welcome once again.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll go straight to the reading of the minutes of the last AGM. I'm sure we all have the booklet with us. If you don't, kindly signify so that somebody can quickly give you one. We also recognize all our colleagues that are watching online, different parts of the country and outside the country as well. We recognize all our online viewers. We'd love for you to be here, but because of COVID restrictions, we have to comply with the directives of the government. Thank you very much. Let's go straight to the minutes of the meeting, please. It's on page 6. So that we won't waste so much time reading the minutes, it's about 5 pages. We'll just scan through it and then highlight the key areas. And the members are allowed to comment on the minutes before we go for adoption of same. So this is the minutes of the 13th Annual General Meeting of Dangote Group Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited held at Dangote Academy, Obakran Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos, on Friday, 16th October 2020. The 13th Annual General Meeting of our Great Society started at 11 a.m. with registration of members, invited guests from Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, Registrar Ikoyi Victoria Island Cooperative Body, and Management Committee were all introduced to the high table. So we went to the opening prayer, the introduction, the minutes of the 12th AGM was read, the President's address was read, and the areas that he highlighted were the membership growth, which increased, and also increase in members' funds. Also, it also touched on the home ownership scheme and then the operating results. It talked about the dividend, which was about 110 million, and then the bylaw review committee that was set up. He also talked about the software and then the future and immediate plans for the cooperative society. Then the financial secretary did the account presentation, and then we went to questions and answer of the account presentation. Some of the questions that were asked by Mr. Ken Dakinsanya from DANCOOP, he appreciated all the ESCOs and he asked financial secretary to explain what accounted for increase in meeting expense, staff cost, and professional fee. He also demanded adequate explanation to bad debt written off. Barrister Onoja from Boko also asked the differences between bad debt and debt written off. I'm on page 7 now. And then Mohammed Hussein from Projects emphasized more on education fund, bad debt, demanded clarification from the financial secretary, and also asked about steps put in place to stop recurring of such. Adedeko from Dangote Refinery demanded progress update and report on Moeland. Oppo Obin from DSR stated that since Immortal Land was purchased in form of product loan, can new members subscribe for it? Mr. Rotimi from PASTA also asked about members of PASTA enjoying 200% of their savings as a loan. Now I'm on page 8. Then these were online comments that were received. Why is cooperative interest rate higher than other contemporaries? Somebody also asked when will all members be given new bylaw during election? DANCOOP should encourage online voting and so many questions. So I'll just jump to the responses that were received for the various questions that were asked. The Financial Secretary, Mr. Bionu Kehinde, reacted to questions earlier raised by Mr. Kinsanya. He explained that the increase occurred as a result of several strategic meetings held by ESCOs in several places. He further responded that bad debt occurred as a result of upfront given to members that were sacked due to their malicious and fraudulent practices. The guarantors have been contacted and pledged to pay off. Mr. Karim Omotayo responded to the question on education funds, stated that it was a statutory requirement by the ministry. He also such fund is responsible for training of DANCOOP staff yearly. I'll pause briefly. For most of us that are coming here for the first time, the convenience is at the entrance as you came in to the right and left. You find the convenience for male and female. The emergency doors, we have different emergency doors all around us. You can just try and know the one that is closest to you. We don't expect any drill, any emergency drill today. So if you hear the fire alarm, please let us all file out orderly to the assembly point outside. So that's it. So I'll continue with the minutes of meeting. So the Financial Secretary also responded that what accounted for unnotified lodgement was those payments made to cooperative account without proper narration. The President also reacted to the interest rates, stating that since adoption of office of this management committee, interest rates have been reviewed downwards and lower than other contemporaries. He also emphasized that Dangote interest rate is flat rate, which is applicable everywhere. The President also responded to a question on bylaws, stating that the committee had been set up, and once the review is complete, it will be presented to the General Assembly for ratification before being submitted to the Director of Cooperatives for approval. The issue of online voting is also being considered. And finally, President reacted to all land-related issues and matters as earlier raised by members accordingly, especially on Mowe land. The Financial Secretary provided commendable explanation to all financial-related questions earlier raised. Observations. Mr. Kisoya pointed to page 27 where discrepancies of 415,027,140 occurred in Audit Opinion. External auditor Bekatili representative responded accordingly and stated that the issue had been resolved. Mr. Kehinde thereby advised that such should not have appeared since it was resolved. The financial statement, having certified by all members, Mr. Kehinde Akinsanya from DANCOOP moved motion for the adoption of the 2009 financial statement and reports, seconded by Mr. Oppo Obin from DSR. Then we went to the address of the representative of the Director of Cooperatives. Mr. Motara Karim appreciated the effort of all DANCOOP's executives for the success recorded so far. Now I'm on page 9. He further explained that doing business in Nigeria required lots of sacrifices to survive, coupled with COVID-19 pandemic. He appreciated Financial Secretary for the good job and advised Cooperative to change from land ownership scheme to home ownership. He also provided several ways of generating income from home ownership scheme as against land ownership. He encouraged DANCOOPs to embrace online voting during election of new executives. He stressed that financial statement presentation and reporting, as well as AGM, should be timely so as to enhance control, accountability, and transparency. He encouraged DANCOOP to embrace cooperative insurance so as to get cover for any financial losses. He advised that the AGM and account presentation should hold first quarter of succeeding year, and the current management committee must ensure this is done. He stressed that although this could lead to the tenure being extended by a few months, the right thing must be done for accountability. He advised that the management committee should be mindful of loan exposures of cooperative staff to reduce incidents of bad debts when staff are laid off or when they resign. Dividend declaration. The proposed dividend of 110,836,000 was approved by members present. Then we went to the report of the chairman of the management committee. No, this should be supervisory committee. The committee reviewed the loan procedures and processes, the financial reports, and then the chairman also affirmed the resilient state of the society and can confidently attest to the fact that the society will continue to ensure that members' contributions yield needed interest from investment in right instruments. He also thanked all members and the previous supervisory committees for the good work laid down. Then the auditor's report and appointment of auditors. Auditor's opinion was delivered by representative of Masters Bekatili. Mrs. Balogun Abioye. The General Secretary requested members to approve or disapprove the appointment of Mr. Bekatili as auditors for 2020 financial year. Members present unanimously voted in favor of the appointment. Any other business? Mr. Oloyede Anthony from Greenview stated that to expand our portfolio, the cooperative should establish supermarket where commodities can be bought in bulk. Tijani Ibrahim from Flour complained that there was no liaison officer for pasta and flour. DANCOOP's legal advisor report, Barrister Adeshoga, delivered his report pointing several issues and advised that once land is acquired by the cooperative for members, allocation should be done immediately to prevent encroachment from land grabbers. The motion for adjournment. Mr. Woyemi Oluwagbenga from NASCOM moved the motion for adjournment and it was seconded by Mr. A. Olalekan from Port Operations. Word of thanks. Assistant General Secretary Mrs. Grace Dom appreciated all and sundry for their commitment towards the success of the cooperative and the 13th Annual General Meeting. President promised quality and tangible souvenirs to all members, and several members acknowledged the receipt of 13th AGM proposed dividend on that spot. Closing prayer. Mr. Rafiu Kazim said closing prayer. The 13th Annual General Meeting came to close at 2:15 p.m. Thank you very much. So we'll receive. Thank you. So we'll receive comments from the minutes before it is adopted. And if there are no comments, then we'll need one or two persons to move for the adoption. Comments?
Page 9, please. Addressed by the representative of Director of Cooperative Services, Mr. Omotayo Kazim, not Karim. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, page 9, Mr. Omotayo Kazim and not Karim. Any other observation, please? In the absence of any comments, okay. Please introduce yourself, your BU, and then your comment, please. Thank you.
Pastor Patrick Odge, YF. I wasn't physical last year. I joined online. I know we had a long session about land matters and different strategies for resolving the matter. It was not mentioned.
Thank you very much. Any other comments, please? All right. In the absence of any other comments, who will move for the adoption of the minutes of the 13th Annual General Meeting?
Okay, I, Angela Selekere, representing DANCOOP Technologies, hereby move the motion for the adoption of the minutes of the 13th Annual General Meeting of the Cooperative.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Who is seconding her, please?
I, Amos Olamiwa, seconded for the adoption of this meeting from Dangote Agri-Sars Ebishi.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, just before we continue, we want to recognize the presence of Mrs. Juliet Eneolorenda from Academy. She's present. Please, can you come to the high table, Mrs. Juliet? Please come to the high table. Mrs. Juliet? Okay, no problem. She's comfortable. Then we see her expecting for Locan, who is still on his way. Okay. At this point, we would like to invite the President to give his own opening speech. Mr. President, please.
Cooperative. You see, some of us we don't know this acronym. Cooperative oneness, cooperative power, cooperative progress. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Privileged and delighted in welcoming you all to the 14th Annual General Meeting and presentation of audited financial statements of the Society for the year ended 31st December 2020. I recognize the presence of our honorable personalities and their representatives in our midst. The Director of Cooperative Services, Lagos State of Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative. The Registrar, Ikoyi Victoria Island Cooperative Office, our able and highly respected President and Chief Executive Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, GCON, our patron, Mr. Olakunle Alake, Group Managing Director, the Group Chief Human Resources Officers, our trade partners, bankers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to announce that the Society, through the teamwork and dedication of both the Management Committee and the Secretarial staff, tremendous achievements were made in the year under review, despite COVID-19 pandemic, which affected the global economy. Membership strength. The existing of staff from the group, as well as the group divestment of interest in Dangote Flour Mills, PLC, resulted in 20% decrease in our membership strength from 12,538 members in year 2019 to 10,011 members in this year. Members fund. The primary objective of the Society is seriously being pursued by encouraging savings habit among members. Portfolio has grown through our savings. We recorded about only 3% increase between 2019 and 2020, from 4,473,105,000 in year 2019 to 4,601,675 in year 2020, and enjoy everyone to continuously increase their monthly contribution, as this will help boost personal savings and enable the Society achieve her goals and objectives. Acquisition of property. As a means of diversifying our capital base, the Society in the course of the year acquired a commercial property at number 68, Adeni Jones, Ikeja. This will boost our revenue base with the yearly rental income and property appreciation. Home ownership scheme. The Society is more concerned with members owning their own homes. This has led to purchase of land at different locations. We are happy to say that all documents and approval needed for Obajana land has been achieved. The foundation laying ceremony was conducted on Friday, 12 March 2021, with cooperators and government functionaries in attendance. Our immense appreciation goes to Obajana committee members for their commitment, dedication, and high level of integrity in making this come to reality. We pray that other locations where we have landed property we have same success story. Mawiland. It was explained to us in our last AGM that a company called by name Trotrus Limited was engaged to facilitate access to mortgage loan from Federal Mortgage Bank. Some of the documents required by Federal Mortgage Bank, such as master planning, infrastructure and building prototypes, are being worked on. James Kubit Architect was contacted for this project, which an estimate was submitted for approval and issuance of letter of engagement to them. Share capital. Section 7.3 of our bylaw, DANCOOP's bylaw, require every members to hold a minimum share capital. This is different from member savings, as it is a major way to boost our revenue base and engage in a special capital project that will bring income to all subscribers. As a takeoff, we are offering for subscription to members 500 million units of ordinary share at a nominal price of 2 naira per share. This we are hoping will start by next month by the grace of God. Operating result. The financial statement of the year ended 31st December 2020 will be presented by the Financial Secretary. The society closed her book with surplus figure of 289,562,000, which represents an increase of 31% over the last year profit. Dividend. Despite the adverse economic situation witnessed during the period under review, we have decided to certify our members whose names appear on our membership register as at 1st December 2020 by proposing for your approval a dividend of about 144,781,000, and this based on the advice of the Director of Cooperative Services. The dividend will be paid directly to members' account. On the new software, I'm happy to announce that the new evolution software for management of our member accounts and account of cooperative society is now operational. Members will be able to access their savings and loan balances and perform other functions on any internet-enabled device. The go-live date is April 1st, 2021. We appreciate the patience of our members as a several attempt has been made to make this a reality. I also want to appreciate the secretarial managers and her team who work tirelessly on this project, which is a success, is a major success. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the committee of experts that helped design the staff handbook for the secretariat. This has been implemented along with the new salary scale that will ensure staff welfare and management are well structured and guided in accordance with the best practices. Our future plan. There's need for us to diversify our business ventures by investing in other profitable ventures such as oil and gas, housing estates, agriculture and allied businesses, establishment of microfinance scheme, and establishment of bottled water factory, etc. We wish to appreciation to our esteemed members who have committed to stand by the management committee through their thick and thin for their contribution in terms of their efforts, time, and resource made available for the use of the society even at all hours. Our sincere gratitude also goes to the following people who have added great value to the continued growth and development of our society. Alhaji Aliko Dangote, DCON, President, Chief Executive, Dangote Group. Alhaji Sonny Dangote, Vice President, Dangote Group. Mr. Olakunle Alake, Group Managing Director and Patron of the Society. Mr. DVG Edwin, Executive Director Project. Group Chief Human Resource Officer. All Chief Executive in the group. All Head, Human Resource and Administration in the group. I would like to extend my appreciation to the following people who stood by the society in one way or the other. All the Chief Financial Officer of the business units, all the payroll officer of the business units, our DANCOOP staffs, the entire management of Dangote Group, all the cooperators who contribution have sustained the society, all members of the management committee, all the past executives of the society and host of others, the director of Cooperative Society, our cooperative area officer, Mr. Adedeko Adekunle, all other cooperative officers from Ikeja, Etiosa, Victoria, Alan, our cooperative legal advisors, all liaisons officers, all the members of the various committees, Land Committee, Human Resource Committee, Disciplinary Committee, Property Acquisition Committee, and so on and so forth. All other individuals who have devoted times in giving advice for the success of the cooperative. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, you are welcome to this 14th annual general meeting of the society. Thank you all. God bless you. I remain Emmanuel Bayokusi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Can we give him a round of applause again? Thank you. So at this point, I will need to call upon the Financial Secretary to give us the financial account presentation speech.
So, good morning, fellow corporators. So, my name is Biodun Kehinde, aka Pepe, Financial Secretary. I'm going to do more like a rundown, just like what I did the last time. We're going to look at the results at a glance, and we're going to first start with the statement of our comprehensive income, which is known as the P&L. Last year, we made a gross profit of 380.91 million against 14% increase in this year, 2020, which is the year under review, 434.890. Okay, sorry. Sorry, please. Let me go there. Thank you. So let me quickly do a recap. I said I was going to look at the result at a glance. Okay. I said I was going to look at the result at a glance, which is practically the statement of our comprehensive income, which is known as the P&L, profit and loss account. And I'm going to do the comparison between 2019 and 2020. Okay. In 2019, our gross income was 380.519 million against 2020, 434,890, giving us a 14% increment. And fine. I want to inform the members the makeup of our gross income. Our gross income typically and technically is made up of three sections, which is the income from our operating expenses. Income from our operating interest. That's on our loans. And the other one is known as the other income, which is income from our fixed deposit. And under our fixed deposit, we have some other incomes there, which is known as the sundry income, sales of CUG. Then, on that, we are able to reduce our expenses by 15 to 19%. Our expenses that was incurred in 2019 was 158,872 against what we did this year, 145,328. That shows a sharp decrease of 15 to 18%, meaning all expenses we are able to control our cost. And this expense is actually broken down into three categories. We have the administrative expenses, we have the employer's expenses, that's employer's benefit expenses, and we have the depreciation expenses, which is clearly shown on page 30 of the FX. Then from there, we are able to have a net surplus against what we did in 2019. 2020, we are able to get up, based on the fact that fine, we reduced our expenses. We had an increment of 31%. Despite the fact that fine, 2020 wasn't a good year for anybody around the whole world. In 2019, we had 221,672 against 289,562. That shows a clear 31% increment. I believe this cooperative, these executives actually deserves a round of applause. Because no company, let me say it categorically, no company around the whole world, because we look at the financials globally, nobody made 31. Thank you. Thank you. Then I want to digress a little bit, because that's our net surplus for 2020. Then we did a dividend proposal, you understand, which is statutory. Our dividend proposal is 50% of our net surplus. So when you look at 50% of the 289,562 that we have, we're going to have a dividend that we propose, which is the 50% requirement statutory, which is stated in the bylaw, which gives us 144,781 against what was done in 2019, which was 110,836, meaning we still have 31% increment. Then from there, out of the surplus, we did 25%, which goes into our reserves fund. That's from the net surplus. Then from there, we had 2.5, which goes into the education fund. Then apart from that, we had 5%, which is declared as the honorarium for the executives and others. Then from there, we had 7.5. All these things are statutory. We have 7.5, which is set aside, which is the balance of the 100%, which goes into the AGM, what is known as the meeting expenses. Now, let me quickly do a flip to the balance sheet. That's the statement of the financial position. Sorry, please. Yeah, page 20. No. Okay, yeah. I've seen it. Yeah. Thanks, sir. Please, can we turn to page 29, please? That statement of our financial position as of December 2020. We are starting with our non-current assets, which comprises of your PPE, property, plant, and equipment. In 2019, we had our property worth was 22,88,000 against what we have 182,007, meaning there was an increment. And what causes this increment? We acquired a building, which is there on the page, on the second page of the FX. Then we have our investment in land. 2019, we had 480,786 against 473,193, meaning there was a decrease. Why? Because some members pull out. Some members said we are no more interested in the land, based on what my president just said the other time in his speech. Then we have investment. Our investment actually grew from 379 in 2019 to 7157 in 2020. Members loan. Our members loan in 2019 was 3170978 against 3380086, meaning there was an increment. Then next, we are going to talk about the current assets, which is on note 8. That's trade and other receivables. In 2019, our trade and other receivables were 7867 against what we have in 2020, which is 11565. Meaning what? We didn't lend our money to hang outside, maybe with the BUs. This time around, we are being proactive when it comes to our remittance thing. Anytime at the due date, the manager of the secretariat normally get in touch with all the SBU. Please, let's have remittance for the members, which is a bonus on our own part, because we don't let those monies hang. Then we talk about cash and cash equivalent. Our cash and cash equivalent include our short-term deposits and our cash positions at all the banks that we operate. In 2019, our cash position was 1726303 against what we have 1875981 in 2020, meaning there was an increase. I just said it earlier on that we had an increase in our deposit. Our deposit was well managed by the committee, by the finance committee. And when we are doing this deposit, we go an extra mile in ensuring that these deposit houses do not run away with our money. So we get cover and other securities for our fund, for the members' fund. And our total assets in 2019 was 5475432 against 5929989, meaning there was an increment. We were able to, once you grow your deposit, once you grow your assets, technically all your total assets, meaning it's going to have more like an effect, a triple effect on your total assets, which is something that just happened here. We are able to grow our cash positions, we are able to grow our members' loan, we are able to grow our investment, and at the same time, we are able to grow our PPE. These are the things that have that triple effect on our total assets. Now we are going to look at our total liabilities, which is clearly stated in note 10, deposit for land. In 2019, we had 126,260 against 125,146, meaning what? Meaning there was a decrease in that figure. Why? We just said it earlier on that people that weren't interested in the land collected their money back. They said, okay, I'm no more interested in this land, though. Please, I need my money back. And we don't have any other option than to give them back their money. Then we're going to talk about trade and other payables. Our trade and other payables, which is stated in note 11, in 2019, it has 54071 against 7837. 79837. Now, what are the causes of this? Our payables are more like our remittances to the government, the payee and every other things. Now, we are talking about employers' benefit here, which is on note 12. You could see there was no movement in 2019, which was 2785. Again, we have in 2020, 2785, meaning we are able to stabilize. We didn't go up, we didn't go down, but we just maintained the status. Now we talk about total equity here. Our total equity consists of our savings and reserves. And our reserves consist of our ordinary savings, stabilization reserve, reserve fund, general reserve, fair value reserves, education fund, and grant. Our ordinary savings grew from 2019, which has the figure 4473015 to 4601675. Members' contribution. That is members' contribution. Then our stabilization reserve, you could say our stabilization reserve is still within benchmark. There was no increment and there was no what? No reduction. Then we talk about our reserve fund. Our reserve fund grew from 292,688 to 365,079. Why? Because of the statutory 25% that needs to go into that account from our net surplus. Then we talked about general reserves. Our general reserves still remain constant. 926, 2019 against 9. Able to increase our position from 5475432 to 5929989. They are cooperators. That is our financial position as of 220. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde Abiodun, for the financial statement. AK Pepe. Okay, so we are now on questions and answers from the financial statement. Our online viewers, you can send in your questions and you'll be answered, and those present.
Good afternoon, all. Yeah, thank you, the Financial Secretary. I'm from Dangote Sugar. My name is Abdullah Isaka. I joined Dangote Sugar just 1 year, so immediately I joined the business. So I've looked at your financials, so I have some questions to make or some clarification. I want you to go to note 7 under the membership loan. The enhancement I want us to have on this is, you can see the membership loan. I want us to, going forward, maybe we should state the age of this membership loan, which is very important. At least it will tell us the status of how long those loans have been outstanding, which is a key feature. So I think going forward, we should try as much as possible to state the age of this. That's note page 40. Page 40. We should try as much as possible to state the age. So it will guide the competitors by the time we are reviewing or by the time we are here, we will know how long those membership loan have been taken. So it will guide us in taking some decision. So okay, I want us to go to note 43 under the other administrative expenses. I've looked at what you have here. It reduced from 96 million in 2019. Now it's now 76 million. But I look at the breakdown of these expenses, you can see the major impact is on the provision for loss of investment in Google land, which you have explained. But the point I'm flagging here is the COVID-19 palliative of 19 million, which is about 25% of our total admin expenses. It would be nice to give us the breakdown of this 19 million because it's huge. So we'd like to get the breakdown of this 19 million. So I look at another thing, the audit and supervision fees is a line item, and I'm seeing audit fees as a line item. We will need explanation on that too. Loss on software in the professional fees, we want you to that we are going to have 20.1. If you go back to note 42, under the thrift and credit operations, but I checked the financials, 20.1 is not there. Maybe it was an oversight, or so that should give us the details of that. Since you have stated it, that you have the makeup of the 20.1, but what we started from is the 20.2. So 20.1 is omitted. I think for now, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. FS, will you take all the questions and we'll respond after members have asked their questions? Any other question, please? Okay, let me start with Pastor Patrick.
All protocols observed. My interest is in note 6 and note 9. So, note 6 is about investment. Note 6 is about investment. Please, let's start on page 39. On page 39. Now, note 6 is listing the investment in quoted equity, Abajano Mart, and then Ibeshe Mart. And then note 9 is also note 9.2. Note 9.2 is listing investment in term deposits. But if you go to note 20, I can't see any income from these investments, either as interest or dividend. So we need clarification on that one.
Thank you very much. Next question. Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Aufemo Mohodion. I want to buttress on this issue of Moe land. When the president was giving out his speech, he didn't buttress on it. It's like the Moe land has become a bottleneck in the minds of the cooperators, and it's over years now. We've not come out with a legitimate roadmap on how to fast track this Moe land. Ibishi has come. Obajana, they have done theirs. Imota is on its way. But the Moe land, we don't know where we are going to. What they are taking us back to a mortgage loan. I don't really understand. Are we going forward or we are going backward concerning the Moe land?
Thank you. All the questions for now should be on the financial statement for now. We will have AOB where we can ask any other questions. Thank you.
Tawhid Amalabi Olabi from Dangote AgroSac, Ibeshi. Particular about the note 4, which is on building. In the president's speech, he said he acquired a property in Adeni Jones, which he did not mention the value. But when we go to note 4, you see increase in buildings, 165 million. Now, and they gave justification that they will be able to get rental income. I think there should be a kind of forecasted or expected income from such huge investment. I think that will make the purpose of spending the amount to be more justifiable. Still on property, investment in land in note 5. I discovered that there's a continuous write-down of the land in Boko. And the only excuse given in the financial statement is because whether they are invaders or this is not professional. It's grossly unprofessional. There should be a proper valuation that shows the reason why there should be a continuous write-down on the land in Boko. Last year from 86 to 43, now from 43 to 21, we have lost over 60 million. I think this explanation is grossly unacceptable. We'll be glad if there can be detailed explanation. Now, going to the land in Savannah, when you check your addition to building, whatever, the land in Savannah was 6.3 million in 2019. This year, the land in Savannah, there was nothing. In your statement, there was no disposal. So I wonder why something will become nil without a disposal. And I don't know if you have done impairment, I don't know whatever you have done, but it's not, the disclosure is not proper. Now, let me dwell on the last one. That is trivia. It's just a difference of 12 million. Your meeting expenses increased from 30-something million to 50 million in 2020. Everybody knows that 2020 is a COVID year. Most of us could not meet. We do meeting via Zoom and Microsoft Teams. I don't know why there's serious increment on this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Oluwatosin Oladele from Dangote AgroSac. I just want to ask a question concerning land of 18. Why our people requested for land, and at the end of the day, they said they are not interested in the land again?
All right, thank you very much.
My name is Kolade A. Samuel from Dangote Coal Mines and Kogi State. Please, I want us to open to page 29 on note 9 under cash and cash equivalents. When Mr. Kende was talking, he said they are putting everything possible to make sure that their money is not hanging outside. Concerning the loan, I mean people that collected loans now, if the payroll is actually deducting them every month. But I want to ask a question. Is there anyone that has been employed or put in charge to checkmate if everybody that collected loans, if the money is being retrieved by Cooperative from the payroll? I have some examples. If you want a proof, I can show you. I have some people in my business unit that for the past 4 months now. They've not been deducted. Not one, not two. They've not been deducted. So I've sent mails to the cooperative people to notify them, and still nothing is being done about it. So I want to know how you'll be retrieving your money back from members. I mean, people that are on loans now, how you'll be getting the money back. Is there anyone at the end of the month that will make sure that, okay, in each business unit, there are 100 members there, 80 are on loans. If their money is being remitted to the cooperative account from the payroll, if there's a balance, I mean, if there's a good communication between the payroll and the cooperative now.
Thank you very much.
I am Hussein Idris from Dangote's main DBC. My own question here is, now everybody question you people at the high table. Please, anybody who has questions, let answer him one by one. But it can't be possible that this one answer give you question you, another one give you, another one give you. How could you answer us? So I have a question now. Let you answer their own before I put my own question. That's how it's supposed to be. But not this one answer, this one. How are you going to answer us? Well, it's not supposed to be like that. When this one answer question, okay, I have a suggestion. Okay, this is my problem. Okay, fine. Let's BP answer my question. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be, but not like that. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. The protocol that we are adopting is all questions are asked and written down. And when they write down, then all the questions will be taken one after the other. That's the protocol we have adopted. So if you have your question, please ask and to be noted. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Hussein Mohammed. I have a question on investment on land. You know, during the previous AGM, 2020 to be precise, we decided in that AGM that there is no more investment on land based on cooperative. It will be based on individual or some group of individuals from the group, from the cooperative. Then that land or property will be treated in form of product loan. But in the statement is given today, it said we have invested on land. Please, I need an explanation on that type of investment that went into that land. Is it based on individual or based on cooperative? Because we said buying land in the name of cooperative, buying the experience from the Mowe and Benue, we are no longer interested in buying land in name of cooperative. Rather, individuals will signify interest, secure the land, give us the cost of the land, then it will be treated as a product loan in the name of the individual that shows interest. So please give us a more detailed explanation on the type of investment that was made on land and property between last year AGM and this year AGM. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
My name is Awal Salisu Kemata. Please, I want to suggest what one of us brothers said. It's true. How can you compare 10 things at once? You cannot run while scratching the bottom. How you can compare all the questions and still you come one by one and give the answer? That one cannot be possible. When someone asks the question, it's very meaningful to us to listen your reply. Then before we move to another one, the procedure you adapted is from you, not from us. The proper way is to give us the answer one by one so that we know. If the next one can give the answer, okay, can questions, he can give you the answer, please.
All right, we'll throw it open to the House. The procedure we are adopting is we take all the questions, they are all written down, and then the ESCOs will answer all the questions at once. Or you're asking questions and then you are responding. So let's put it to vote. All right, so we'll put it to a vote. We are all here as one. So the question is the mode of answering the questions as far as the financial report is concerned. Do we take all the questions at once and then the ESCOs respond at once? If you are in support of that, please raise up your hand. We take all the questions and then we respond together. So there are two options. Either we take the questions and then we take all the questions, they write it down and then they give answers. Or as you're asking questions, they are responding. You're asking questions, they are responding. So if you are for write all the questions down, please raise up your hand. Write all the questions down, raise up your hand. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33. If you are for, 34, 35, 36, sorry. 37. So we have 37 for ask all the questions, write it down, and answer at once. If 38. All right. So if you want ask questions, answer question, answer question, answer, please raise up your hand. You cannot raise up your hand twice now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. Majority carries the vote. Thank you very much. All right. So we are taking all the questions and then the answers will be given. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. All protocol duly observed. There's this general question I want to ask. My name is Abraham Adeshan from Dangote Fertilizer. Something happened last year immediately after the AGM. There's a question being thrown to the financial secretary that he should give us the formula, how they come about the dividend given to members. I think up to today, Mr. Fisek did not answer that question. I called him personally that, Fisek, this is your office. We need an answer to this. Let us know the percentage per point, what an individual is getting as dividend. You don't just accumulate dividend and start giving money to members. We don't even know, you don't know what you are expecting, you don't know what you are getting. So we just say a lot, 55,000 naira. You don't know how they come about that, please. And up to now, it's still not stated here. We want a formula that an individual will know what he's getting. Okay, I have 5 million naira with the cooperative. Okay, I should have 50,000 naira as a dividend. So that is, we want a general formula that an individual will know what they are getting as dividend. Thank you.
All right.
I'm Abu Adaj. My own is just a concern. We have an agenda. And before this series of questions, I heard you said we have to take financial questions and respond to them. Then when we get to AOB, others can come in. So are we now merging AOB? You understand? So let's treat financial now, then AOB, others will come in. We'll stay here till tomorrow.
All right, that's a very good observation. Please, this question is just for the financial statement. There is AOB. You can ask anything and everything. Please let us restrict this to financial questions. We'll take questions on the financials, please. 2 more questions.
My name is Ajibo Boniface, coming from Dangote Fertilizer. All protocol observed. 2018 financial, that is AGM, and 2019 financial AGM, the issue of MOE occurred there in terms of investment. That of Obajan, that of Book, and so many of them. I want to ask, are we paying more money into that place or what? Secondly, are we now retrieving the money from those people whom these lands have been allocated to? While we are still we invested millions and millions here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Last question on the financials, please. All right, thank you.
My name is Enito Ramon. My question goes to the question my brother asked recent on the dividends. Last year, we all agree, last 2 years, we all agree that we are going on 60-40. Why 40 we go for the savings and 60 we go for the loan as well. But at the end of the day, I have not seen the strategies stated on that dividends. Please, I want an explanation on that.
All right, thank you very much. The ESCOs, please. Response to all the questions that have been asked.
Okay. Hello, fellow corporators, once again. I want to start with my fellow corporator, that's from Sugar. He requested for the age analysis for the loans, members' loan, so that which is actually going to give us more like clarity for how long those loans have been hanging or standing. My dear corporators, I promise you in our next AGM or before the next AGM, we could ask the manager and we could talk to our external auditors to include that as part of other disclosure. Please, our external auditors, please take note. Age analysis on members' loans comes under other disclosures, forms part of the note, please. Thank you, sir. Then secondly, you requested for detailed information on the COVID-19. Each bag, everybody knows that the COVID-19 palliative we did last year was for our members. And virtually all our members were happy because at that point in time, they weren't expecting such. But we took it upon ourselves that fine, let's try and do more like a leverage thing because we know what the global thing was then, which was the COVID thing. People can't go out, but we still went out of our ways. We took the risk. But because we know God is going to be on our own side, avoided contacting the coronavirus thing. Most of the time, we went door to door, at times went to some BUs and went to some other plants to deliver those semos. Sorry, my dear brother, the COVID-19 palliative consists of only semolina, and it was bought from Olam. Olam did the package for Dangote. And so, do you have it there? Is it there? No, this is not it. This is not it. So, does anybody have a picture of those people at the plant when the semo thing was being delivered? Please, I was just being told and informed that virtually everybody got. So, Augusta, does that answer the question? Yeah. It doesn't. Okay, please, if you want me to shed more light on it, please, can we talk about it? Okay, fine. Okay, Madam Angie, please, Madam Grace, please, can you give the speaker to Madam Angela, please?
Fellow corporators, thank you for this opportunity. The question he asked was, we needed to see a breakdown of the palliatives bought. Yeah. Everybody got, I got, but what is the number?
Numbers.
How many
bags were bought?
You bought it from a company?
Yes.
And the cost
per bag. Fine.
And then we're having 19 million, right?
Yes.
So 19 million, what makes up 19 million?
Thank you, Madam Angela.
So we know that God will always protect us, otherwise we will not be here.
See, Madam Angela.
The COVID was tough, but we thank God we scaled through, and we are happy about the palliative. I am a partaker of that palliative, and it was nice. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarity, and thank you for shedding more light. See, I promise maybe tomorrow, because the palliative thing. Okay, fine.
All right, thank you very much. For the palliative, we bought palliative for at least 12,000 members. 12,185 members as at that time. And we bought from Dangote Flour, Olam now Olam. It was about 1,004, 1,005 plus the transportation to all the different BUs. That is where that amount came from. So if you divide 12,000 by 19,000, the 19 million, you will have an idea of how much each bag goes for. And if you go to Olam, you can confirm from them how much we paid plus the transportation to different BUs that got the palliative. Thank you very much. So that works to about 1,500, 1,400 per bag.
Fellow cooperators. Okay, let's do this like this. Since we are promising you but price manager with her laptop, he will ask her to check if we have seen it. We are promising you that one. Everything is transparent. We are promising you on Tuesday, it will be on our platform, all the platform. Are we okay? Are we okay? Okay. Zango, hold on. When you are in a area like this, let's cool down. The cooperative will belong to every one of you. So, all what you want, Zango. You're arguing and you're arguing. We are not discussing with another person. We're not quiet, please. Let's understand ourselves. Yeah. If you are saying we put it on the paper, I was supposed to break down. That means what you are trying to say, you want to bring the breakdown of all expenses incurred to be put into the paper. That means we'll be looking for a dictionary that will be carrying all of us. But we need to get something clear. We are promising you. It may not be up to Tuesday, because I'm going to direct the manager to check. We put it on the platform. So let us move to the next one, please. Let's move to another question, please.
Hold on.
Hello, all protocol. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What we are saying here, sir, we are not saying you should get it printed. You can make it in soft copy. You are coming here to present a statement of account. I could remember what happened at the last AGM. The chairman of the AGM, so he said it, that you can't be presenting statement of account in this form. When you are presenting statement of account, there should be something that will be showing on the screen. Oh, this is the breakdown. You can't just tell that palliative for COVID-19 is 90 million. And you are coming here to present us to the cooperators without giving us the breakdown. Only for you now telling us that on Tuesday. We are not going to take that, Mr. President, please. Thank you.
Hello.
Cooperators.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juliet from the Academy. Just a very quick one. President, I think there's a bigger problem that we are just running away from. There's obviously some grievances about the palliative, right? So maybe you can get a small group of people to investigate what the problem is. We all got semolina. Maybe some people didn't get, and there's a grievance. But we cannot sleep here and be discussing semo and how much we spent on semo. There are bigger fishes to fry in these financials. So please, can you get someone to get the information to them before we leave this AGM so that we can put it to bed? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Sorry, I want to move over to the next question, please. Sir. Hello, sir. Yeah. No. I want to differentiate, because he asked what is the difference between audit and the audit supervision fee. See, the audit fee itself is the fee that is being paid to the external auditors for the services they rendered. While the audit supervision fee is the fee that is being paid, which is statutory, which is 1% of the gross profit that is being paid to our local government or the Lagos State. Sorry, the Lagos State Cooperative. That gross revenue, yes, that's the gross profit. 1% of that gross profit we could just do a quick computation of it. 1% of our gross profit, which is 43489. 1% of that our gross income. Gross profit is gross income. What is that? So when you go back to your ASF, is there. That's 4349. But maybe we need to talk to the Lagos State Supervisory Body of the Cooperative. Maybe they could come out with a better name. We will tell them, okay, fine, we are having more like confusion with this because most of our members believe, okay, fine, they are not too comfortable with the name. This expensive GL is being called. Thank you, sir, for your understanding, sir. Then we talk about, you requested for professional fee. Now, maybe the sharp difference in the professional fee. You could see here in 2019, the money that was spent on professional fee was 5126 against 2020, when we spent 1974. What are the reasons for this decrease? One, professional fee consists of the fee we pay to our computer or software owners, our legal practitioners. Those are professional fees. But right now, since we are no more using the old system, which is the corporate, there is no need paying that annual subscription again. That's why presently, under the accounting review 2020, the professional fee has dropped. Are you comfortable with that, sir? Thank you, sir. Okay. I just told you that's the money that we pay for our legal practitioners because we engage lawyers when we wanted to get the building and they charge us some fees because we just can't expense these fees anyhow. When we do that, members are still going to ask that fine, this fee is not properly represented. What is this money for? Yes. No, see, there are some certain expenses that we capitalize on the building. There are some certain fees, you understand? I'm an accountant. There are some certain fees that we capitalize. Because fine, when we talk about this professional, it includes the logistics. Sorry, let me come down. Okay, I will actually, so there are some certain fees that we capitalize. The logistic aspect of it, we didn't do that. Because we look at the quantum, we're going to overstate that bill, we're going to overstate that property. So, okay, to argue more on that. Yeah, which is something we followed. IFRS, yeah, on asset capital. Okay, yeah, thank you, sir.
Hello, excuse me.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, please. You said that professional fee is in respect of the building, right?
Yes, part of it.
It will be better for all of us to say that you are going to effect correction. IAS 16 takes that as part of acquisition of that building. Yeah, please. So it's better to say you are going to correct it than to say you are going to expense it.
I just explained to my fellow too that fine, it is not that professional fee that we are talking about, it's the other logistics aspect. Because he lays so much emphasis that fine, which I quite agree with him, that we are supposed to capitalize such thing, which is something that we did. Because when we look at the total value of the building plus other costs, that was what actually made it to 165, which is something that is sitting in our PPE. Okay. Okay, fine. Mr. Wolabi, thank you, sir. Noted, sir. We will do that, sir. Thank you. Then we talked about software. The software. The software expenses that, before we actually got to the position we are right now, we started with corporate. And everybody knows, every member knows that fine, the issues corporate has been giving us. So we moved over to a software called Probity. Thank God Probity could deliver when it comes to members. It was perfect when it comes to members because we requested for two modules, which is the members and the other one, which is going to be reporting as the financial module. But at the financial end, the financial module, Probity couldn't deliver. And we don't want to get back to square one. We don't want to get back to where we're coming from. We don't want to get back to our starting point. So we did an extensive search. So we were able to come up with another software, which the president said is going to start, which has actually gone live this April. And one thing, that figure that is sitting there, that we expect, that was the money that we gave to the vendor. But we've gotten in touch with the vendor. We want to balance it more like a win-win thing. We know we can't collect everything. Our lawyers in-house, they've written the vendor, they'll find how much can we recoup. Anytime we recoup this money, we are going to write it back into our account. Are you comfortable with that, sir? Thank you, sir. Okay, yeah. Payment, okay, yeah. Thank you, sir, for that correction too. Any other thing, sir? Okay, which is the meeting expenses? Which one? Okay, they said it's the printer error. Sorry about that, but we can still get that and send it to your mail. We get the main soft copy of the main account, but you could leave your email with the, please. Okay, we send it to the Outlook. Fine, no problem, sir. Thanks, sir. And then you make mention about the meeting expenses. That fine, you said there was an appropriation 50. That last year you had 38. Okay, fine. So, Mr. Wolabi, sir, you made a mention on the meeting expenses. That fine, why are we doing 50 million against 38 that was done in 2019? So I just want to put it across to you, sir. The meeting expenses, which is known as the AGM expenses, is statutory. It is 17.5% of the net surplus. When you look at the net surplus of 2019, you have 38. So when you look at the net 17.5% of the net surplus of 2020, you have almost 50. Are we comfortable with that, sir? Thank you, sir. Then you talked about note 24. What investment? Yeah, you said, okay, you could not see the investment. Sorry, this note 6. But, oh, okay, Boko. Okay, fine. You made mention about Boko. See, when we wanted to start the audit last year, and we are still carrying Boko's value in our books, and we realized that, fine, after so many visitations, the community within Boko, we are not ready to board. Up to the extent that, fine, during our last visitation, 2 lives were lost. But not from our own part, but within the community. And we have government issue too. So we spoke to the government officials. They said, okay, fine, they are going to relocate us. But we don't know when. We don't know when this relocation of this land is going to come from. So when our new auditors came on board, they sat down with us that we can no longer carry this value in our book. That over time, they will make depreciation we make provisions for it. So anytime the government land comes, then we put it back into our books. So the 50 that was done, which was done in 2019, that was 50% of the total value. This year, what we did was just do 25%, meaning the remaining 25 that is left is going to be done in the next account, give or take. If the government now give us new land, we are not going to recognize that value in our books. Meaning not that we are totally writing off that figure. But when the new land comes in, we're going to write it back into our books. But so far, so good. No member, every member that is interested in that Boko land, they've collected their money back. Are you comfortable with that too? Or you still want to take me on that, sir? Okay. Please. Can someone please give him?
Please, I'm not too interested in the millions you are writing down. What I'm interested is the justification for writing it down, which you said communal crisis, whatever. Now, when you evaluate the impact of the communal crisis, does it translate to 43 million? Does it translate to 21 million? So you need a professional to certify what you are going to put, because this document you are seeing is for the consumption of both potential and existing stakeholders. So you need to, for those huge amounts, you need an external certification to back that value you are putting your financial statement up. Not just by somebody sitting down and say, let's do 50, let's do 25. Okay. Anybody can do anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wolabi. Before we did that, thank God our external auditors are on board. Before we did that, they invited an expert, valuers. But at this stage, I want to call on the external auditor to shed more light on that. So I want to invite Mr. Ogundeji from Bikatili. Partner, please.
Thank you very much, sir. When it comes to making provisions on assets, it's not always easy. At the time we assume as independent auditors, we ask for evidence that your cooperative will be able to have the land, but your ESCO could not give that to us, knowing fully well that we cannot continue to carry a fictitious asset. We now, because if with the communal crisis going on there, it is, say, 70 to 80% certain that the land might not be able to be given to the cooperative. So in the interim, we now said, let's make provision for the asset so that in case you are able to recoup or recover new land, it will now be brought into the account. That was what happened. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ogundeji. That's a partner from Bikatili. Mr. Wolabi, are we still comfortable with that? Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, so any further question on the financials? So I had a question from the online thing. They refer to page 43. The question goes, who are those people that are getting the X-man's gift and the welfare expenses? Those are our liaison officers. These are things we use in doing PR, liaison officers, payroll officers, and other members have actually helped the cooperative. Maybe the ATOs are our external auditors or one or two people at the management level. Then, now, I have another question online. They said, what is the interest rate on the time deposit? The interest rate on the time deposit tends to vary because we all know that cooperative enjoy what we know as tax exemption in tax liability, meaning we are not being taxed when it comes to our income. So we stretched our investment houses to give us the best. That's 13 to 14 because we know this thing comes with a risk. Because if one gets to a state of that gullibleness, you are asking for 15, 16. You see some investment houses that will be ready to offer you 17%. At the end of the day, when you place your fund with them, collecting your fund and collecting the interest becomes an issue. But what we've done with our 13 to 14% bargain is that once we are placing fund with you, we collect what is known as cover. And what is this cover? This cover comes in different issues. It comes in different forms. One, you could have property. If you are placing 150 million with you, we are going to collect property worth more than 200 in case you defaulted. But thank God, none of our investment houses have defaulted so far. Okay. Okay, fine. A question just came in regarding the building we acquired at 160 at Adeni Jones. The value of the building put together is 165 million. We bought that building November last year. But thank God, before we started this account, we did this account last month, February. We did a valuation. And the building now is open to everybody. I think it's just across the corner there. The value of the building is now 205 million. And we've received, so far, we received 15.5 as part of our annual returns on it. Because the new tenants that are there, annual rent of 15.5. Our estimation is that this building is going to last for 15 years. After 15 years, are we going to recoup our money? But with the way things are, with the way properties are being valued, and the way properties is going up, under 15 years, before that 15 years, I can assure this house, maybe 10 years max, we're going to work in more than the 165 that we spent so far. Even though if you are selling the building today, because I just told you the market value of the building is 205 million. When you take 205 million away from the 165, which was the purchasing price then? We know what our profit is in between, and we received rent of 15.5. And we know, fine, in between, there's more like an income flowing in. I believe my professionals in the house will agree with me. Thank you, sir. Sorry, my fellow. Any other questions on the financials? Okay, Mr. Zango, are we? Oh, good afternoon, sir. Please.
It's okay, sir. Cooperators, the investment on land that is still sitting on our books, Mowe, Obajana, and the remaining part of Boko are the old one. All other land boards, either in Mota or anyone, we give to them as Savannah. Based on the they had at Savannah, they did anything there, was given to them in form of plots. A group of staff, they want land. Now, they came together. They fill the product form with their guarantor. We make sure, go and negotiate by yourself on that land. The land we pay on their behalf, and we now deduct in form of loan. That way you cannot see that one sitting down. But all I want that are still there are the money we invested on Mowe, Obajana, and Boko. Are we okay, sir?
Hello, yes. On the dividend, okay. On the issue of the dividend, let's just address it once and for all, so that it was meant to come under AOB, but we address the dividend now. At the 12th AGM that we held in this hall, it was agreed that dividend will be shared on the basis of 60-40. That 40% will go to those who have savings, and 60% will go to those who have savings and loans. That is the policy that we are adopting. And Abraham, on your platform, I answered a lot of people, and those from fertilizer that are here and refinery, some of them even chatted me personally, and I gave them their total savings, and how the calculation was done. So the way the modality for sharing dividend now is based on what was agreed all at the 12th AGM. 60-40. If you have loan, you get 60. If you have savings, you get 40. Thank you.
It's not as if it is going to be 40-60. What he's trying to say is that if the whole surplus for the year is 10 million, 60% of 10 million will be allocated for those who paid back their loan, while the 40% will be shared over the total savings of members. They will know that they will give you 60%. If they give that one person don't carry everything, go with that.
Thank you, sir.
What I am saying is, if I collected gold of $1 million and my savings of $4 million, how am I going to share it? You should know what you are taking. You know what dividends I should pay. Not like the world. Don't just allow that you are saving money. What is going to be individual based on the loan that they are saving?
That one is simple arithmetic. You go to the secretariat, ask for the total number of members, then the total surplus, the percentage allocated, you calculate with your own savings and your own loan repayment. This is not an information that you can really get the accurate figure here.
Sorry, Abraham, you are my friend, you are my brother, but both of us are corporators. And I'm an executive. We can't stay here and trade words. I accept, I'm so sorry, I'll get it across to you. I believe that should be, sorry, sir. Mr. Abraham, just for us to dose off tension. Mr. Abraham, okay, fine, I'm sorry. If you have anything against me, please, I'm sorry. Please. Mr. Abraham. Mr. Abraham. Mr. Abraham. I'm sending the formula out now. Mr. Abraham.
Let him know. You know the same. You collect loan. Are you paying 1 year, 2 years?
No.
That year, you want to collect the whole thing and you gain on that million.
Sorry, Mr. Abraham. Please, you said you needed the formula for the dividend computation. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to do a simple arithmetic. That's the total number of your dividend divided by the total number of savings times your contribution, which is simple as ABC. Please, can you take it out? Can anybody take it out? I'm going to give you percentage, and at the same time, I'm going to give you units. That's total dividend declared, divided, total dividend declared, divide by total savings. Total savings times your contribution. Are you comfortable with that, sir? Total dividend declared, please, is equal to total dividend declared, divide by total savings, total member savings, times contribution. No, contribution, individual contribution. So are you okay, sir? Sorry, sir. Please, Mr. Abraham, please, I need your concept. If I can go ahead, sir. No, let Mr. Abraham talk. Please, I need your concept, sir. Thank you, thank you, sir. I should send you the formula again on the platform. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. No problem, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you. Please, can I take my seat?
No, not yet. Hold on. There are still questions. Somebody asked a question about the fact that some loans are not repaid. But how is the cooperative following up on loan repayment? Okay, on a monthly basis, there's a schedule of deductions that is computed based on loans that have been applied for. So when members apply for loan, depending on the tenure of the loan, a schedule is prepared. This schedule is sent to payroll. Now, when payroll gets this schedule, we expect that payroll will make deductions from members' salaries and send back to cooperative. The cooperative does not have control over payroll officers of the business units. What we do is to ensure there is a very good relationship between us and the payroll officers, the HR managers, and then the admin managers. So it's a continuous relationship that we maintain to ensure that these deductions are made, but we don't have control over any BU. But on a monthly basis, we have schedule officers that will send the schedule to the BU that these are the loans that have been taken, these are the deductions, so there's a schedule, these are the loans taken, this is the interest rate, this is total repayment, and the monthly repayment, what we're expecting from the BU. So if at any point in time, some deductions, some remittances are not made, we do a follow-up. We send mails to the payroll officers that X number of deductions were expected for the month of February and we did not receive them. If there's any reason, they will give it to us. And if there's an omission, they also do what? They will compute it for the following month. It also happens that there are times when some members have finished paying their loan and payroll will still deduct. It is not the cooperative that is doing the deduction. It is the payroll that is doing that deduction. And when members complain that they've been over-deducted, there is a form that we always tell them to go and fill. That is over-deduction. The moment that we compare the schedule that, okay, you have finished paying your loan, but payroll still deducted you, what we'll do is that we will refund that particular member once we do the confirmation, and I'm sure a lot of people are well aware of that, that once there's an over-deduction, there's a refund. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, you said the schedule officer in a cooperative did not have control over payroll. Okay, are you telling us that because you don't have control over payroll and somebody that his money has not been deducted for months, because you don't have control, it will just be like that? Let me tell you, I have someone in my BU. He's on a 2-year loan from January to November. It was deducted, and from not be deducted. We just got some, the payroll skip December, and your schedule officer discovered in January, and he sent a mail to him and nothing is done again in January, February, March, which is 4 months, then what's the schedule officer doing? And that's just an example. I just use one person as an example. There are more than one. I can give you their names to confirm. So please, there should be a good rapport. The payroll shouldn't have a superior authority over. The money is not coming to you. Then where are you making the money? Is it just on land or other areas? You gave out this money. You should get it back. By force, by any means. So that's my reservation. We are not comfortable with this. Please, it's not about over deduction. No, it's just about assuming you'll be alerting members now. I talked about this on the last AGM. Assuming members will be getting alert, they will know and they will raise alarm immediately. But you don't get alert, you don't get emails, you don't get anything. It is when you check your pay slip that you will know that you are not deducted. Is all this fault on the payroll or the schedule officer? The equation should be balanced. When you set the schedule, when they send the schedule back, check how many people are not deducted, call the payroll immediately so that the following month it can be rectified.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your position. The honest truth is that what you said is what we do. And let us all be aware of this. We are all aware that the group is implementing 33.3% of the labor law. A lot of members, a lot of staff are overly exposed. They've collected loans from different places. They've collected so many things. So when the 33.3% law is applied to some members, deduction will be very, very difficult. And that's the honest truth. We are all aware of this 33%. Even there are people that they have the money, but because of 33.3% in the labor law, there are some deductions that they cannot make on your salary. So we are continuously liaising with the payroll. It's a continuous relationship. As you have said, is what we are doing. If deduction is not made in a particular month, we expect it to be made the following month. We'll send another schedule that deduction will be made. And there are some members here that will complain that I took a particular loan in so year. And all of a sudden, you are not telling me that the loan is in my account and I thought I paid it. The records are there. So no money is lost as far as loan is concerned. The records are there. If they are not deducting, and some people can be very funny, they will go and tell the payroll not to deduct. Members do that. We don't have control. Cooperative doesn't have control over that. Members go and tell, don't deduct for certain months because of one thing or the other, because of the relationship they have. And we expect people to be honest. But whatever it is, that loan that you take, it is sitting in your account. So there are times you come back and say you want to collect another loan. They will bring it out. So it's a continuous relationship. We expect that our payroll officers are doing very, very well for us. They are trying, and we commend all the payroll officers. Sincerely, they are trying. It's a lot of challenge. But the 33.3%, it's a global challenge that we all have to face. It's a new reality we all have to face. Thank you very much. The man in white. The man. Sorry. No. Yes, thank you.
I think you shouldn't give this kind of excuse. The money is members' money. In your book, you said social money. We don't want to hear any bad debt. When they fill form for loan, there is a column for repayment period. There is a column for outstanding loan and all sorts of columns. So if you know he cannot accommodate that loan, you knock him off. Don't give us 33%. You have details of their criteria to give out loan. So if he doesn't meet up, take him off. That's all.
Sorry, Mr. Abu, let me quickly just add to what you just said. Thank God both of us are from the same unit and the same BU. The loan thing you're talking about, we are the cooperative, or the payroll people advise us to loan. You send to the payroll. The moment the payroll said, okay, fine, you are good to go, we implement it. But with the introduction of the 33.3, which is more like a labor law thing, it's tight. But in a situation whereby the question, what we are talking about, the scenario we are painting right now, is about the other guy that have took loan like how many years back, that month that is yet to be remitted. we've definitely followed up on it, which is something we've been doing. We start with Folake and the group HR, Mr. Gobwe, and he said he's going to assist us in all possible ways. Now, he lays so much emphasis that fine, when somebody is going on with somebody on a salary of 100, at the end of the day, payee, every other thing, the net payment is 35. Now he's paying a loan of 36. And with the 33, how can the payroll deduct? Now we've seen instances whereby some of the staff has been called. They said, okay, fine, how are you guys going to repay back cooperative loan? Because deducting this cooperative loan from your salary, it will mean you are going on with a net salary, negative salary, which is not possible. These are things we are trying to work round the clock because we know some abnormalities have happened in the past. Thank you, Mr. Abu. Okay, Mr. Abu, please.
From Dangote Cement, Ibeshe.
Okay.
The question my fellow, what he said, I want to collect a loan. I know how much I'm collecting as my salary. And I've done my necessary calculation. How much will be deducted monthly? I don't need anybody to tell me that I shouldn't go beyond what I can carry. Now, payroll is to remove, I will not be able to pay back every month. It is their duty to peg me down. I remember some time ago, I needed to borrow little money for a project. And upon getting there, the person in the payroll office looked at me and said, Mama, come, you know, go collect this money. It's either you drop your savings or you forget about this. She was blunt.
Thank you.
And I looked at it. I'm coming. I looked at it and I said, because I need this thing urgently, don't worry. Reduce my savings and let me be able to collect this. And that's what I'm still serving now. Okay. Another person now goes behind and needs a loan or whatever. And the same payroll, it's not doing the right thing. That payroll needs to be sanctioned. Because if you sanction this payroll in this unit and you sanction another payroll in another unit, they will sit up and do the right thing. The reason is this: if every other payrolls are not doing the right thing for some set of people, then we are not being fair. We are not being fair. Anything that affects A should affect B and down to Z. That is for one scenario. Now, I collect a loan. My money is not being removed. The first month, second, third, fourth, fifth month now. How will that money be removed in bulk? And there is already a stipulated period of time I'm supposed to pay back this loan. What happens then? Then another situation in this same context, because we are talking about paying loan being removed from our salary. Another situation whereby somebody has finished paying his or her loan and extra money is being removed. Everybody have their different plans. At the dawn of each month, I have my own schedule. You have yours. What you need to use money for. And then later on, you get to your bank and you are being told, instead of you receiving 25, you are getting 20 or even 15. It's not fair enough. My own little suggestion is this. For the IT people, the people that are doing the software or whatever, if they can come up with a package, a software that will help both the cooperative and the payroll people, so that it will be an automatic thing that will be removed. It's no more a situation whereby somebody will come because I know you and that will be done. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The points you have raised, they are all noted. Sincerely, we are working very hard, and we have some payroll officers here. I don't know if they want to say something, but Mrs. Juliet to make a comment. Please, the mic to Juliet, please.
Sorry? Hello, good afternoon, everyone, again. Now, these are very, very important points that are being raised. GenSec, I suggest that you look into the ANCPA issue critically. You cannot not deduct for 4 months. That is fraud. Okay? So can you get a committee or something to go and sort out that? This guy spoke this thing last year. I was here. He said the same thing last time. It's not been looked into. Please do that. And then to the people that are saying we should sanction payroll, you cannot sanction payroll. You cannot sanction payroll. They are just an instrument used by the cooperative to make deductions. But you should be sanctioning the secretariat that is not doing reconciliation. That is my own point. Somebody should be checking at the back end. Has payroll deducted 10 million for DIL, 5 million for NASCON, 15 million for refinery? That is the job of the secretariat. But you cannot sanction payroll. It is not possible.
You just introduce, then I'll introduce the question and say I will answer it.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. The Secretariat, we have noted the point that you have raised. They are doing it, but we will intensify our efforts to ensure that proper reconciliation is done, to be sure that, okay, X amount is expected from a BU, X amount is received. If there's any difference, then we'll do an immediate follow-up email on that. We are doing it, but we'll ensure that we double our effort as far as that is concerned. Thank you very much.
So a question was asked on where are we on the issue of partial withdrawal from our account. That's AOB. Yes.
There are some questions that have been asked online. Please, all those questions will be answered under AOB. There are questions on partial withdrawal. There are questions on electronic voting. There are questions on building on Mueland. There are questions on building low-cost housing estates. All those questions will be answered under AOB. Please let us move to the next agenda. Thank you very much. So invite the chairman supervisory committee for his speech, please.
The Director, Lagos State Ministry for Commerce and Industry and Cooperative. Ladies and gentlemen, Supervisory Committee Annual Report for 2020 financial year. Mandate. In line with the mandate of Supervisory Committee as enshrined in the bylaw guiding the activities of our society. We, the Supervisory Committee members of Dangote Cooperative, on Dangote Group Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, have not relented in carrying out our responsibilities with regard to financial activities and overall management of our society. As required by bylaw, we have continued to verify the society transaction, examine the books, monitor the implementation of policies, and provide periodic reports of our findings with the ultimate goal of protecting the interests of members and safeguarding our collective resources entrusted to the care of the Executive Committee. General observation. The 2020 fiscal year was once again a highly successful one for Dangote Group Staff Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which undermined the global economy. During the reporting period, the Supervisory Committee also carried out its supervisory role in a stringent manner with total adherence to the principles of fairness and honesty so as to ensure that members' assets and savings are not under any threat. Financial statement. On February 13th, 2021, the committee, after careful scrutiny, discussed the 2020 financial statement with the executive and approved it after obtaining relevant information and explanations. Furthermore, the Supervisory Committee also approved the proposal for the appropriation of year's surplus. For the purpose of further determining the financial situation and propriety of the society, the financial statement of DANCOOP was audited by auditing firm Baker Tilly, engaged by the Cooperative. The outcome was an unqualified audit opinion. In addition, the audited accounts were also examined by the Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, which gave a clean comment on our accounts and returns. Therefore, the annual financial report as presented today accurately reflects the economic state of the society and provide no ground for objection. Acquisition of new software. The decision of the society to acquire a new software is gradually yielding good results. With the successful implementation and configuration of the new application, we hope that our members will soon begin to appreciate all the efforts that have got into the project. As this will further enhance our reporting drive and consolidate our internal control measures. Executive. The executive operated and managed the society in accordance with the relevant bylaw with a lot of improvements in the depth of internal control measures put in place. It is also good to let you know that during the year under review, the president and the members of executive were conscious, serious, and diligent in the operation and management of the society. Conclusion. As your representative, the Supervisory Committee Chair, by my humble self, will continue to perform its outright function to the interest so that the interests of all stakeholders can be protected. Therefore, we encourage you to contact us on any issue bothering your mind. I wish to thank the executive management for their hard working in ensuring the success of the society. I would like also to place on record our appreciation to the secretarial staff for their outstanding efforts during the year. We have some of the best people working in our secretariat, and their efforts will continue to place the society in a strong position to capture the opportunity ahead. I would also like to thank my fellow committee members for their support during the year. We had a solid year. The outlook is positive. The conditions are favorable, and the business is well positioned to continue to prosper in the future. I look forward to the years ahead with confidence. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. All right, so let's quickly adopt the financial statement that has just been dealt with by members and the ESCOs. So we're calling for adoption of the financial statement so that we can also go to the dividend. Who is moving motion for adoption? AGS, please, can you pass the mic, please? Mr. Wole.
My name is Tauid Omolabi Olabi from Dangote AgroSac Limited. I hereby move for the adoption of the financial statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who is seconding it, please?
My name is Godwin Osita. I represent Dangote Sino Truck Ikeja. I hereby second the adoption of the financial statement.
Thank you very much. I have the honor of inviting our president, Mr. Emmanuel Baikusi, to move for the adoption of the 2020 dividend.
Okay, based on the adoption of the financial report for the year 2020, now, sorry, sir. Now we want to move the payment of our dividends. So, just like what we did last year, that we did the same day, some of us will receive an alert. We pray and we hope to do the same thing. So, by the grace of God, some of us will receive our alert today, while some of us will receive later, depending on your bank. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll quickly go to the director's speech. Thanks, sir.
Cooperatives, representative of Dangote PLC, the president, management committee of Dangote Staff PLC, the representative of the last COFED president, Mr. Yuba, my Oga, Mr. Udwola, colleagues, then people from the Piccatelli and partners, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow cooperators, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to stand before you today to represent the Director of Cooperatives. And she, in the name of Mrs. Ibrahim Olufunmilayo, she sends her best wishes and want to congratulate you for another successful financial year ended 2020. I want to appreciate the FinSec. Last year, he did a marvelous job. This year again, he was able to break down the accounts in such a way that even whoever that is not an accountant, who doesn't understand figures, will at least pick a lot of things. Thank you. If there were to be a competition for financial secretaries across the state, I know it's going to come tops. Then again, I want to appreciate members here present and who are those around the country and across the world who have logged on to this AGM for the level of engagement that we've observed. I think you equally deserve some round of applause. Oftentimes, you see management committee coming here, presenting the accounts, and all members could do is just to keep quiet. Not attempting to keep the ESCOs on their feet. I know with what I've observed last year and this year, I know the management committee will and can never take you for granted. So keep on criticizing them. It's not as if you hate them. You want the best. You are all stakeholders. So you have the right to know. You have the right to know. Any question you feel like giving, let them. Whoever that is not comfortable, let him resign. That's the take. So please keep it. You are all stakeholders. You own the business because cooperative is all about business. So if you have voted people on board to represent you, to be your eyes. And if they are not doing well, this is the best opportunity for you to say it to their faces, the AGM. If you don't know, you are the most powerful, even more powerful than the president. So if you put anything to vote here, it can override any actions they want to take. If they want to buy land and you say no, so be it. No need. So just by way of information, please, when you get to AGM, try as much as possible to digest the accounts, break it down so that they know that you are not sleeping partners. You are active partners in this business. So on that note, I congratulate you once more. Then, last year we spoke about early rendition of accounts and the need for this society to do as advised by the ministry, which is for latest second quarter, June ending, you hold your AGM. I want to give it to your management committee. They've, responded by ensuring that they submit their accounts early and they are now holding their AGM. So I want to appreciate the president and the entire team for that. They should be waiting for November to hold this AGM and hold their election. We said no. Let's move it forward. So we are readjust. And if possible, let's put it in our bylaw that going forward, latest, you decide the date. I'm just giving an idea. Today now is March 26th. We could say latest March 26th or 31st March. It is a law binding on every management committee that comes after this, that they should hold the AGM latest by end of March. If it's June, you say latest by so June. If it's April, if it's January, so be it. That way, soldier go, soldier come. They should be abiding by. Those are little things we need to put in place. Running a cooperative is not rocket science. So simple. Keep it simple. Do the necessary. Be honest. Second week in January, they are not doing anything. You start eating them with cause. Our AGM, open now, don't they prepare? That way, they know we are not sleeping partners. Nobody say one management will come and start playing with our intelligence. Say, the ministry have not approved, or we have not been able to do the account, or Piccadilly, we are waiting for them. No. If they are not able to work within what we give them, they can. First Bank and other quoted shares or companies on the shares, they have their dates given by the shareholders. Latest, they must hold their AGM. So be it this same thing we can do here, and including other things that we need to adjust within our bylaw. We use this opportunity to put it there, and all management committees should work by it. That way, this cooperative will continue to be waxing stronger. Yes, while looking through the financial, I was looking for, revenue from other businesses. I saw some, but the one that could have, taken my fancy is the fact that I mentioned it last year. Dangote is a big organization doing businesses worth trillions of naira. It will not be out of place for Dangote Cooperative to, even if it is ordinary cement, to be a distributor there. Even if it is your canteen, approach management, we want to be running this canteen. The income from such, we had to, what we are getting. It is, some companies do it. For instance, Texaco then, they do it, they run the canteen for the company and they get money. Even if you don't want to go to that, Dangote, cement only. A lot of societies build houses all over now. If they know, if they come to Dangote cement, they will get cement early and probably cheaper Why won't they patronize Dangote cooperatives? And at the end of the day, the volume you pull will speak for itself. So please, let's look for other means of business, or doing business. Then the property bought at Adeni Jones, yes, it is in order, but we want to note that I hope we are not using member savings to buy properties all over. Because before long, if there are no other alternatives, if there is no money stashed somewhere that you are not using, that means the waiting time for loan within the cooperative may begin to increase from 1 week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and so on and so forth. Please take note of that. Yes, we want you to invest, but we need to look at our cash flow before we start doing that. And the need to meet members' savings on loan requests. As we have societies that within 24 hours, they can grant you loan of 10 million, 20 million. So that's the way we want your Dangote to go. And in that vein, I will land your guy here will be taking us for like 10, 15 minutes to talk about the need for us to subscribe to shares within this cooperative. The essence is, if you can do that, we will free up our savings from all these other investments. By doing that, they know anything under savings should be for loan and savings only, nothing more. That way, if you ask for any loan today, within the shortest possible time, they must grant, because you've provided them with alternative sources of income, which is shares that they can use for loan, they can use for buildings and other capital projects. So my Oga will be throwing more light on that too. Then the growth in surplus and dividends, we appreciate you that despite the economic downturn due to COVID-19 and NSAS, we could be making this percentage increase. It is only in cooperative that you can see such percentage. Even Dangote himself, Alaji, will be envious of you, 31%. Dangote PLC will not make that, I'm sure. Cannot make that within that 2020 financial year. Lie. But here we are, Dangote staff CMS, doing this. I think you deserve a round of applause. And kudos to members who had remained steadfast in savings and in patronizing the society. If not for you, all this one no go be you. Then the software, it is high time you change it, and I'm happy you've replaced the old one. The point noted by my gentleman there, as per loan repayment that was not captured. So bad. One of the problems we have in cooperative is poor record keeping. And that's an example of poor record keeping. And that has put a lot of management committee into deep problem. Because an average Nigerian now, if you give them loan, they are not ready to pay. Some of us are seated here. I know there are some loans. Some of us here that have not been paying as I went due, but we just keep quiet. Kilo coming, waiting concern me. Now me say make them no deduct. Not be me now. So when they wake up, they will deduct, and if they don't wake up, just keep quiet. So please, there are many of such within your society, and there is need for us to put our secretarial staff on top. Somebody who will be doing reconciliation every month, and a software that will put a red flag to the fact that this person's deduction did not come in. That way, you will compile and send. So by the time they know that you can't take our money away, they'll be quick to come and tell you, hey, alone, fast. So another key thing that we encourage cooperative society to do, and those ones that have been keeping to it, they have been seeing the results. That is the need for us to fund, as in fund our reserve fund. It's a provision. Even companies, they do it. The 25% that have been advising cooperative societies to do, there is need for us to start funding it. If you have been funding it now, you can apply to the minister, to the director, that, okay, out of this reserve fund, we want to make use of 50, 60, 70% of it. And you pull it out immediately and go and invest in capital project and whatever. The moment the business starts circling out, you start repayments. So easy access to fund. Then the income that comes from there on a yearly basis. Imagine the 352 million. If you have put it aside and it is yielding something for you, it would have added to the thrift income and other sources of income too. If you had used it to purchase the building at Adeni Jones, it won't affect the operation of the society. So those are ways of making the cooperative to stay afloat and remain liquid. Then on the question by my gentleman over there, Aspa, how do we share our dividends? Yes, my guy will take 2 minutes to give us the formula. But even if they give you the formula, it's not something you can do right on the spot, because there are some information you still get to the secretariat to get and use it to calculate. So it will even give you a rough idea, not the exact, so that if you have truly shortchanged, you can. But the secretariat is open for you every day. If you are not happy, you can approach them. How did you calculate my dividend? And they will show you, and you collect your thing and go. We are stakeholders. We are partners in this cooperative. So don't feel somebody will not give you information. No, go there. If the staff wants to fumble, tell him or her, please, I'm one of the people paying you salary here. If I raise my voice at AGM that you are not doing well, they will sack you. So take notes, approach them. Then there is need for us to hold meetings regularly. If we have been holding meetings, most of these questions that we are throwing, that members are throwing at you, would have been longer addressed. And we are happy the COVID-19 has brought something interesting into the world. Now we can hold meetings from wherever we are. Members are viewing across the world this same AGM. So we can equally hold our OGM at so time. Please log on. We are going to hold a meeting. Even if they don't hold a meeting, just throw the minutes onto your platform. Bagam. It's sorted out. So the decision that was arrived at the OGM will be spread to ordinary members who were not present there. So please take notes. On the aging of loans, yes, we want to assume most loans in cooperative should not go, depending on the type, an average of 24 months. If it's investment loan, maybe 36 for 48 months. So that's the average. Any loan that starts going beyond means that loan is going bad. And I guess in cooperative, most of our loans, they don't go back bad. The only thing is that we are always sentimental when it comes to issuing loans to members. We do paddy. Ordinarily, if you want to give loans, you expect 2 guarantors now. If it's 100,000, you will have 50,000, another person will have 25, another person will have 25. So if you are not paying, rather than waste my time chasing the debtor, I'll just deduct 25,000 from you, 25,000 from him, and it's 50,000, immediately is already back in the coffers of the society. But we feel we are one. We should give this law human faces. This law, they are made for human beings, not animals. That's why we overlook most of these things. So we don't expect cooperative loans to go bad. And if they do, we do make provisions for such too. So ASF, it is a statutory provision, 1%. There is nothing anybody can do about it. If you want to do anything, we need to approach the State House of Assembly, put a memorandum to them, take time to go through the first reading, second reading, third reading, and whatever, and reverse it. But as we speak, it is 1% of our gross income. Even if you make a loss at the end of the financial year, that 1% you are going to pay. It is the law. Not Mr. Motai or not the president that did it. So, on that note, I want to congratulate us one more time and wishing you many, many years of. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your fatherly advice and professional advice. Now we want to quickly go into something, and that's to discuss the share capital. In the bylaw, there is a provision that every member must have share capital. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Odola to just quickly give us like a summary of what it entails and the benefit for every member on requirements of the law, of our bylaw, and then the benefit that every member stands to gain. Mr. Odola, please.
Hello. Good day, the President and other members of DANCOOP, Mr. Amata Kassim, the Director of Cooperative Societies in the House, Mrs. Ebironka, representative of the area officer, representative of LASCOFED, Mr. Ayuba, the law, one of the longest serving consultants of DANCOOP, my distinguished cooperative members of DANCOOP. I am also a member of your cooperative. How many of you can identify me? I may not be working with Dangote Group, but I'm a member of this cooperative. I inaugurated this cooperative society on August 2005 with just 44 members. Thank God the inaugural Vice President, Mr. Ode, today is still very much around with us here. Now, I'm so happy that this society has now grown to have a membership in excess of 10,000, just in a space of 16 years. Even August, even less than 16 years. We are not doing badly at all. But there is one missing link. Even from all the questions and answers in the House, I got so impressed with this is the Dangote cooperative that I'm looking forward to be seeing. In fact, you've been very fantastic. That is, you are now aware of your members' responsibilities. As part of your responsibility as a member, you must be an active member, which is one. Keep involved, and you must keep informed and get yourself cooperatively educated. Make sure you invest in the equities of your cooperative society. At the same time, consider serving on the board. Always prepare yourself to get down to the other side of the table here. And with the questions and answers, the comments, the suggestion, definitely sky may not even be the limit for Dangote Cooperative. So, on the one with the missing link, ladies and gentlemen, for almost 16 years, look at section 7.3 of your cooperative society's bylaw, or issue of shareholding, like my director said here now. Why? DANCOOP is a legally incorporated business. That means this is the only legally incorporated business without owners. I don't see you as the owners of this property. That means the ownership of this property can still be taken over by the Directorate of Properties. There are no owners technically, because no members out of the 10,011 members as at date has contributed a dime as share in this, and it's a limited liability business. A cooperative is a state chartered business. We may not, apology to the accountants and the finance professionals in the house, you are not recovered under CAMA. You are not registered by CAC. No, therefore, it's a state charter business, and you are operating under Cap C14 of the laws of Lagos State 2015. So that is where we always disagree. We tell the lawyers in the house, the finance professionals, the chartered accountants, this and that, come closer to us. There are some differences in the way we operate. Come and go through the legal framework that the cooperative is trying to put forward down to you. You need to know this. So I will enjoin you to have a copy of the state cooperative law and regulation. It's on the net. You can download and print, or you consult Ms. Mberonka to get you a copy of the hard copy. You need it. So, to know what cooperative is, a cooperative is a form of business organization that is organized on a voluntary basis, and it is jointly owned and democratically controlled by the member owners. You are the member owners who use the products and services and also patronize the cooperative. That is a major decision. You must note the definition. You must invest equity. Why do you need to give money to invest in the share capital of this cooperative? Another thing that may get some people confused. This share capital that I'm talking about, according to the Cooperative Act, is not listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange because we are not under CAC. It is an in-house arrangement and you are proper under the law to do it. It is a must. It is a condition for membership. If you do not subscribe to the share capital, you are deemed not to be a member of the cooperative. So it is, I'm not introducing a new thing. It is all there. Every one of you has a copy of the bylaw, section 7.3. If you have it here, you can quickly go through it. It is there that you, a many member, upon admission to membership, shall subscribe to a minimum amount of money for the time of their membership in order to collectively achieve the set objectives of this cooperative. Now, that is the definition of the cooperative share we are talking about. A minimum amount to be paid by every member of the cooperative for the time of their membership in order to collectively achieve the set objective. Go through your financials. The number one item under the liability column is supposed to be share capital, but it is missing, it is dash. I was there when Alaji offered a grant of the 5 million you are seeing there during the inauguration. Ideally, when you start a new cooperative, every member must stay up to 6 months before you start accessing loan. And Alaji sent a note down to the ED Finance where, okay, I want my staff to start collecting loan at the end of that August. I told her it was not possible. He said it is possible. Now get a check of 5,050,000. Send it down to them. I said, why 5,050,000? It said 50,000 for the registration. That was then. Then the 5 million is the grant you are seeing in the account today. It was from Alaji himself. To know that the Dangote Group is really interested in what you are doing. That was back August 2005. That's the 5 million grant. Where is your own share capital? Nothing, zero. It is there. So that is why we are here today. You must subscribe to this book. All members, starting from the president to the newest member, must purchase shares in this cooperative society. These shares will earn interest, and it is also refundable upon withdrawal of membership. Even in the event of the death of a member, the shares will be refunded back to the heirs or the legal representative of the deceased member. It is compulsory. Your cooperative society is running operation. Definitely, it must pay bills. It must make investment like it has been doing. And you need to make reserves for risk management at the same time. All this, let me tell you what you have been doing wrongly all the years. All these things you have been doing, you have this asset in real estate here and there. At any those who have this, where did the money come from? They have been using the savings of members to acquire your real estate property, and according to cooperative regulation, it is very wrong. It is your member savings are meant to be doubled and given back to you as loans. It is the share capital subscribed by every member that must be continuously put to use for a major investment. Your savings are meant to be doubled and returned back to you as loan. So what are some key investments that you can use this share capital for? Now, number one, you can go into agricultural investments. Number two, you can go into processing of manufacturing investments. You can go into mining investment. You can go into merchandising. I know you are good in that because you are Dangote. Buying and selling, I know you must have been doing that. Merchandising, buying and selling of items from your group. Number five, you can invest in real estate. Is very good there. Invest in securities. What about transportation services investment? They form part of it. Even educational careers investment. What stops you from having Dangote Polytechnic or DANCOOP Polytechnic or DANCOOP University? You can achieve it. You can achieve it. So all these major investments, you can key into this. At least that must be jointly agreed by all the members of the House. Which major investment? That is what has led us to agree to do. At least, if you check your bylaw, the minimum is 25,000 shares at 2 naira. That is the minimum, which is even low. Left to me, you guys are bigger than all this. 10,000, that will be 10,000 minimum. You can do better. I can start telling you about cooperative societies with 1,500 membership, and they have something close to 3 billion share capital, not member savings. Share capital, not member savings. We have anyway university in Ililag before I retired 2 years ago. Unique to the Glad, that's the biggest proposal out there. I gave them a small lecture on this share capitalization, and they've been able to do about $1 billion now in less than 1 year. Even have some 6 or 7 professors trying to do 1 million shares of it. It's your money. When you are leaving, you are going to be refunded your share capital. But you can cleverly amend your bylaw that even if you exit Dangote today, let your share continue to work for you. That may be a major amendment to your bylaw, because for now, I don't think it is in the bylaw that I got for you then. But if you want to give, okay, I want this share capital to continue to work for me. Now, talk to the Mama, agree that one at the general meeting or extraordinary general meeting, let it continue to work for me. But subscribing to the share capital of your cooperative society is a task that must be done. It is not something that a cabal of the members will sit down at one corner and say, no, we are not going to do. It's a condition for membership. It is in the bylaw. Let us be on the right side of the law rather than be against the law. This is a major oversight on the part of the, because you and the other side, you may be here, maybe the next 1-2 years or this side, the same thing will continue to haunt you. So, ladies and gentlemen, the details rest with the management committee. The forms are there, and you have many options by which you can subscribe to this share capital. You can pay it outrightly. You can be given about maybe 6 months to installment the payment of this share capital. Now, your dividend will now come in 3 places. You know, one will now be dividend on patronage. I think the dividend you get on the loan you have repaid. Then the third one will be in the interest on share capital. Because this share capital we are talking about, what are the many benefits that will accrue to you from this? Number one, you will now be fulfilling the requirement of section 7.3 of your society's bylaw. That is, you are now falling in place with the law. That is number one. Number two, increased dividend. Number three, you will be able to create a steady cash flow from an alternative source. Number 4, for the financial stability of your proposal to be enhanced, even it will stylishly increase the lending opportunities to you. You have more money in the house now. If they cannot invest at a particular point, the money is available, it must never remain idle. It will be given back to you members as loans. So you can continue to expand your strategic financing issues on all this. You have a whole lot of opportunity. Now tell your ESCOs what and what investments do you want. So the details and the form will come to you through the GS, the General Secretary, Mr. Yename Shegu, the President. There is a small committee for that, and you are going to be given account which will be rendered monthly basis, at least on the amount of purchases and the major investments that have been made. All those ones will be taken care of by the members of the ESCO. Ladies and gentlemen, on this very note, let me rest my case, except you have 1, 2, or 3 questions or clarifications on this. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful. The details of the share capital will be shared as we go on. We'll do a lot of frequently asked questions that we'll share on all the platforms so that every member will understand what we're trying to do. It's a share capital, it's a requirement of the law, as Mr. Oduola has explained. At this juncture, we'll quickly invite our auditors to just give us a brief summary of what they've done, and also to decide whether or not we want to retain Bekatili as our auditor for 2021 or we should source for another one. Bekatili.
Thank you very much, sir. I stand on the existing protocol. It's strange to me that he said I should come and say 1 or 2 things. What we usually do at an AGM is read our audit opinion. We have audited the financial statement of your cooperative, bearing in mind using the standards required under IFRS, and applied all necessary steps to ensure that you have maximum information concerning your investment. I can assure you that having taken note of very vibrant suggestions by yourselves, going further, you have very more disclosures in your financial statement. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So we'll put to the House. We need members to vote if we should keep Bekatili as our external auditor. Before now, we weren't using external auditors, but with this management committee, we believe that we needed an independent auditors to check our books, and not just any regular auditor, but one of the best you can find in the country. So if you are electing Bekatili as our auditor for this current financial year, please kindly show by raising your hand.
Voting in favor or against this auditor, external auditor, who is contesting with? We need to know the alternative you are giving us. They will compare the two, either to retain him or take it.
All right, thank you very much. So these are the auditors that we have. We had gotten a lot of auditors from different places and then shortlisted in conjunction with the Lagos State, and then we chose Bekatili. They've done last year's audit financial accounts for us. They've done this year's own. So if we want to retain them, yes, we'll vote. If we don't want them, then we have to shop around for some other ones. But as of today, they are the ones doing our accounts for us with Baker Tilly in their various. So if we want to get other auditors, we'll decide here so that we'll look for other auditors that members can now decide upon. Can you come forward, please? Just quickly come forward, please.
My name, Ude Celestine, from Obajana Cement. We have to retain them because for now, they are doing well. For now.
Thank you very much. So if we can quickly do a show of hand, Katili as our auditor, please kindly show of hand. Yeah, I think only those who are wooden chicken are not raising their hands. All right, thank you, Bekatili. Congratulations. So quickly, we are going to AOB, and so please eat before the AOB starts, so that you have energy to, and don't sleep, so that you have energy to ask a lot of things. But first, let me invite Mrs. Juliet Eleanor to quickly give us a brief on the bylaw. Yes. Mrs. Juliet, please. A round of applause for her. She has done so well for us.
So Shagme is putting me on the spot. I was not supposed to say anything today, President. So I stand on existing protocols. I'm not going to greet all of you. I don't have the energy. So very quickly, please, if you're going to listen to, I don't know how to talk when others are talking. So if you're not going to listen to me, I'll go. So can you please keep quiet? GM, we actually said we're going to review our bylaws because they're a bit archaic. And a committee was constituted. I can see some of the committee members in the room. I think we're about 35 or 37. Across all the BUs, refinery, mines, cement, NASCON, everybody represented very, very well. We have a 36-page document that has also been reviewed by a legal team and is currently back with the management committee. The plan is that they will call an ordinary general meeting where we will have to review line by line all the decisions that have been made in these bylaws. Some of the key highlights are around eligibility for people to run for office, and ensuring that we have committees around procurement, around finance, around audits, and many other things, especially for lands. With all the issues we've had with, we feel that there must be a committee before any land is purchased going forward. So there will be an ordinary general meeting that will be called. I don't know when they're going to call it. And then we'll come back and have that discussion. So that's a basic update on the bylaw review.
Thank you very much. Do you understand what she said? Any question? You have a question? Okay. On the bylaw or something else? On the bylaw, okay.
My name is Awal Salisu Kemata. Concerning the bylaw, yes, of course, last year or 2 years, we are the one that give more explanation to amend the bylaw. But as you are the chief committee or something else, they call you.
They call me. What does that mean?
Okay, you are
Please,
not.
let's respect each other. Okay.
Okay, sorry. You are not briefing us what we needed concerning the bylaw. We need flash it back concerning, especially election procedures, because we are talking. Many people are talking concerning bylaw. Nobody know what is going on. Even in our pages that are moving around, even now, people are asking us what issue concerning the bylaw. So now you're just telling us anything. We don't know what is there, what have you amended, what have you, so we need brief something else. So that because AGM is coming, if today there is no any briefing, how can we going to do the election? Because that is my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. I think I said it that they're going to call an ordinary general meeting. This AGM is for account presentation. It is not to discuss the bylaws. Correct me if I'm wrong, President. It is to discuss the financials. We are just giving you an update out of courtesy. I'm not here. If I go through the bylaws today, we will not leave here for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
It is a 36-page document and it's a lot of detail.
Even it's 100 page. We need it. Why? Because this bylaw is concerning us. When you bring the ordinary meeting, to who are they presenting? It's supposed to present here so that we know it.
I think
If
it's
there's
very
a mistake,
important.
we should.
It's very important that you start to listen a bit more and talk a bit less. I've said it 3 times now. They will call a meeting. We cannot adopt bylaws without discussing with everybody in this room.
Madam.
Ask your no, you two Oga, wait. Ask your colleagues. We spent hours and days on this review. We cannot do it in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. If
Yes.
it's important to you, you will wait like every other person in this room and there'll be review. We cannot have an election without going through the rules. It's not possible.
In the bylaw content that any bylaw amendment should be briefed in the annual general meeting.
Which annual general meeting? The one for finance
AGM.
or the one for prior to election? Which one?
Everyone will have a right to ask concerning that because
and I'm answering you.
It was AGM that bring the issue of amendment. If
So
you remember.
at that, okay,
So
if you remember, did we go through line by line at that last AGM?
No matter how, we are the one that bring the issue.
Okay, so let me end
So we
this
need
here.
it.
I won't waste my colleagues' time. People have been here for hours. We are not reviewing the bylaws today. Period. We will review the bylaws when the management committee tell us we'll review the bylaws. That is
all right. Let me so understand something. Don't argue, please. Listen to this. This is our bylaw. Duties of the annual general meeting. This shall include receiving a report on the preceding year's operations of the society with a statement of accounts showing income and expenditure for the year, profit and loss account. Then 2, dealing with all communication received from Directorate of Cooperatives, election of management committee members for the ensuing year, other matters as presented by management committee. Then duties of ordinary general meeting, when necessary, and ordinary members of the committee confirm the laws or enact a new bylaw in accordance with bylaw 15, dispose of any other business duly brought to it. And she has said there is an ordinary general meeting that will be called.
Shago, hold on 1 second. The person asking the questions has now walked away to take a phone call. See, if we can't give ourselves respect, mutual respect. What are we doing here? Sorry. It is not acceptable. People spend time, plenty of time. My secretary is there. We build over 200 hours on this review, acceptable, and I won't take it.
Before we became members of Dangote, we are first Dangote staff will be dealt with by the group. We are first Dangote staff. Everybody here is a staff of Dangote. That is why you're a Dangote cooperative member. If you are unruly in any way, the HR will deal with it accordingly. Please let us respect ourselves. Let us all respect ourselves. You've asked a question, answers have been provided, and yet you are going out to make a phone call while your answer was being provided. It's frustrating. The executives, we were up to 2 a.m. Up to 2 a.m. we were up for this AGM. And a lot of people are making sacrifices everywhere. Let us respect ourselves. Please. Thank you very much. Yes, we are under AOB. There were some online questions that were asked. So do we take the online questions first or do we take questions in the house first? All right, for the benefit of our all right, so we'll be reading the online questions and we'll be answering them. And once we are done with these ones, we will come to the in-house questions. As they are coming in, please, all those watching us online, kindly send in your questions and then we will answer them as appropriate. Some will be answered immediately and some will be sent to us to answer here. So some of the questions goes thus. Restrictions. Okay, this is for Mr. Bayo Ashafa, DCP Ibeshe. Restriction of land purchase at Ibeshe only is not fair. We request the cooperative's executive to check price of nearby locations like Aga, Balogun, Ilaro, Abuleko. I'm sure the price will differ and staff will be able to make their choice where to settle instead of one reason or the other. This was not done, thereby compelling staff to buy from Ibeshe only. Please look into this and assist. Regarding the land that was bought at Ibeshe, so the president has already explained that those who are interested in buying land, they come together, they identify the land they want. Then the cooperative can now look into it and see whether or not they will purchase it after doing their due diligence on that particular land. The one that was bought at Ibeshe was for those who were interested in that particular one. Other people have also indicated other areas and they were going there in different locations. So many locations, but we cannot do everything at the same time. We have to do it one after the other. And mind you, we have to be very careful before we go into land purchase. If you go into land purchase without doing the due diligence, you will run into some issues. So what we are doing is that we are taking it one after the other. If it's a group of 3 people, a group of 5 people, or a whole unit coming together and say that they want land in certain area, it is given to them as product loan. It is given to you as product loan within a certain number of years, and then you repay it as product loan. Cooperative is not buying land again. We are not coming together and say, okay, cooperative, you see this land in this area, we want to buy for members. No, members are the ones that will say, okay, they want this particular land in this area, and you will collect it as product loan, subject to eligibility. Subject to eligibility. It's not a question you want to buy a land that is 1 million naira, and you are not eligible for that particular land. You understand? So that's what we are doing as far as that is concerned. Okay, sir. Okay. Yes. You see, if they give you loan, let me explain to you. Wait. If I want to give you product loan, you apply for 100,000. What will happen to that 100,000? I will give it to you, the 100,000. So if 10 people applied for 100,000 for a land, what will happen? The cooperative will give that money on their behalf, and then they will repay it back as product loan. It is a product loan advanced on their behalf, which they are all repaying for. They all submitted their forms. Everybody submitted. They filled the form. The form went to payroll for eligibility confirmation. Over 300 people applied for this particular product loan. Over 300 people applied for it, but about 60 people or about 80 people are the ones that are qualified. So what the cooperative will do is only to buy for those who are qualified. Not just that you have shown interest. After showing interest, we have to confirm eligibility. It is on the basis of eligibility that they will now go ahead and purchase on your behalf, and then you repay it back as product loan. Thank you very much. Another person asked the question, where are we on the issue of partial withdrawal from our contribution to that? DANCOOPs from Mr. Laide Olawumi.
I may come in here. It is statutory. The only time you can withdraw from your savings is upon withdrawal. If you want to leave the membership of your cooperatives, apply to the management. They will calculate your loan, outstanding. They add your shares, your savings, and pay you your balance. So that you will take cooperative to be a bank is not encouraged. You can't approach the management committee at will to say, let me take. What you'll be doing in essence is depleting the asset base of the cooperative society. You'll be depleting the money available to the cooperative society to do business. So it is not encouraged, please. If you've been doing that, it's high time we stopped.
We are not doing that, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So no partial withdrawal. Somebody asked a question. Olatunji Alex, what is the ratio of the senior manager and junior staff? The ratio is nothing to write home about. I'm not sure what this question is talking about, but if it's about the secretariat, there is a proper organogram in the secretariat, and like the president earlier said in his speech, there is a staff handbook. We appreciate the HR community that helped us with the staff handbook. There's a salary scale, and everything is well documented and well structured. Then another person asked, Okonlomo Alex, DCP Bishi, electronic voting should be looked into too. We are in modern age, not analog anymore. Yes, electronic voting is seriously considered by this executive management, and by God's grace, the next election should be electronic voting. Mr. President?
Yeah.
In 2020, this is Oyeleye Yusuf. In 2020, we incurred 4.675 million for meeting expenses. Why are we not leveraging on freely available virtual meeting platforms? The financial secretary explained earlier that meeting expenses is a statutory provision. It is 17.5% of your net surplus. So it's not because this amount has been stated means that we have to spend everything. No, it is just that 17.5% of net surplus is AGM expenses. Provided. It's a provision. It's not like we must exhaust it. Pages. Okay, Ernest Ubasineke, Immortal Land. When will it be available for allocation to members since deduction started over 1 year ago? Mr. President, sir, Immortal Land. When will it be allocated? When will it be available for allocation to members?
Yeah, on Immortal Land, you have a little challenge in the sense that when we came on board, we thought everything would have ended by last year, allocated to them around March. But in the course of preparation, those people that subscribe for that land now ask the management committee to help them to do landscaping and fencing. In the course of landscaping, we now discovered that some area of that land was swamping, inside swamping area. We have to call the property agent that sold the land, that they have to relocate us from that land, swamping area. As part of that area, in the process of relocating us to another place where he gave to us, which by the time we want to extend the fence and other thing, he had an issue with Omonile, that he has not paid over all the land he acquired from them. So that's what we have been, the challenge we have been facing for some months. To us, we are not even happy that we are still talking about Immortal Land. We thought we'll have allocated it and forget it and move to another stage of those people that gather that they want a land. So that's what happened. But we are looking at, we have discussed some options we want to do, which we don't want to say openly because for security reasons, to enable us to ask the man that sold the land to us to act fast, to enable us to. We are just looking, they should just give us maybe 2 months' time, latest, because they have to finish the fencing before we can allocate. So that's why we are on the Immortal Land.
Thank you, sir. Then, Paul from DCP, the information we heard is that payment has been made for 10 acres as regards Ilaro land, but it does not reflect in your report.
Now, on Ilaro land, we are talking about it's just like what DSL is product loan. Those people that apply for that land, I think they are more than 100 and something, 182. When we send their names to payroll, 89? 89 were eligible. But in the process, we cannot buy the whole 89 for those people that are so interest. Now, this was done this year. That's why it cannot appear in 2020 account. But we need to explain to ourselves, based on what my gentleman was saying, that had a cooperative have paid. Yes, we pay on behalf of those people that are so interested. If they only come on 2021 account, so that's what happened on Laro now. That's what we call it a Frontier.
Frontier Hotel. Land by Frontier Hotel. When are we, okay, this is Landry. Oh, okay, this one doesn't have any name. Please, online viewers, kindly indicate your name and your BU when sending in any questions so that you can probably be identified. When are you coming to inspect land around Eleko Epe as fertilizer and refinery cooperative members?
Now we explain to our members from fertilizer and refinery. That is one after the other. We are given, and based on what we've said, that's why I want to use it as a product loan. Specifically, I told them that if people came before them, that we have to settle BC before we move to any unit. So if only we just bought it for those people that are so interested, not all of them, because 86.
On what the president said on shares. You see, because we want to subscribe to share does not mean the money that will be available there, we should use it for an investment that may go back in future. See, there are little tricks about, getting land for members. You realize if you throw this thing open, virtually everybody will say, I need land. Anywhere you want to sell land, they want to buy land there because they know it's free of charge. There is no personal commitment from them. So in cooperative, we have our strategies on, sifting the serious people who truly need land from those who just want to buy there and be watching for the thing to increase in value or make Omonile buy and make it collect and make it go. You see? The first thing you have to do, even if they are going to search for land, you request that they put in 30% deposit as a commitment with the society. This 30% you go and drop with Omonile and make an agreement with them. As you are helping those allottees to deduct, the money that you deducted on the behalf, the same money you are giving to Omonile. That way you won't be wasting or tying down savings. You will be tying down shares. That people who, whenever they leave, they don't want to hear that their money is not there. So we have to get it right on this land transaction. Most societies that have issues in Lagos, if you want to trace their history, it is on land. So we don't want you to fall into the same category of societies that are having problems due to land issues. You still have some still pending. You don't have to go and put your head in another thing. So going forward, again, I want to reiterate that any land you want to go into, ask for deposits from interested members. If it's 20%, you would have done your own work with the allottees. Because if you don't do that, it's the same people that you bought land for. You see them doing like this. It is the same people that you helped in purchasing land that will run after you if they can't get their savings and they can't get their shares. I'm talking from experience. So you need to sit down well, adopt a foolproof mechanism for going about purchase of land. And even societies have gone beyond purchasing ordinary land for members. We've seen members buying land 10 years, they can't go there and build. So you have to change your strategy from land ownership to home ownership. We said it last year, not about getting 60 by 120. Do you want to sleep on empty floor? You can divide this thing. A plot of land can still take care of 2-3 families. So if you can do it that way, you start developing, and within the next 1-2 years, members will move into their homes rather than still buying land all over. Doing what?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, well, the next question is actually what the Director of Cooperative just mentioned. Ebere Okafor, CSM headquarters. Can the cooperative build a low-cost housing where members can own the apartment and the money will be deducted from our contributions every month. That's what that's the question. So, two issues are coming out from here. One is let us all subscribe to the share capital. When we have that share capital, it will give all of us funds to be able to do something very tangible. So the home ownership that we want to do, it's from the share capital. And another thing is, let me just quickly go into it, which is the NHF, National Housing Fund. We've been having discussions on this extensively, and we are appealing to our members that NHF is a requirement of the law, National Housing Fund, so that we can get loan from Federal Mortgage Bank. They're actually giving cooperative societies up to 500 million as cooperative housing loan, so that cooperative society can key into it and build houses on behalf of their members, and the members can now take those houses and be paying back to cooperative, to Federal Mortgage Bank. But one of the steps that we need to take is that we have to have 6 months NHF deduction. 6 months NHF deductions. So there are some BUs that currently that deduction is not taking place. Please kindly engage with your management, especially cement and allied companies. Kindly engage with management so that that deduction can be taking place from our payroll. Then somebody also asked, where are we on the issue of partial withdrawal? I think that has been answered. So no questions for now from in-house. So let's take questions from, no questions from online yet until we receive. But for now, we'll take questions in-house. All right, please, kindly signify. Okay, I have not taken you today.
Yes. 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 What I say, then I know by 3 o'clock.
All right, so we'll just quickly take 10 minutes because there are some other things that we need to do. We'll quickly take 10 minutes for in-house questions, please.
My name is Sandy Dosumu from DANCOOP Sugar Refinery. Please, you have been asking questions since when we came here, but you have not answered some questions that this pertain to this Mawe Bafo. Is it Mawe land? So please, I want that Mawe land. 13 years. Okay, some are there. So I believe you're supposed to value the land. If you are going to pay them off, let them pay them off. Enough is enough.
Yes, on my way land, you know, in my speech, I mentioned that when we came on board, we met some MOU on sourcing for funds to build the land. Based on the explanation, we should move from land ownership to home ownership. Seriously, we are working on it. The only thing is that it's a pity that those people we invited that they should come because of this thing so that they can explain better. Because we found out that this land has stayed long since 2008. Many people is no more in the system. I do receive call every day on this Mawe land. So people are dead, and many people have gone from another place again. But what we are trying to do is that the bill we are receiving is not a thing, just that we work based on the directive or the directorate. That we need not to burn our fingers. Because we cannot say because we are the management committee that we can just say we want to spend 200 million on Mawe land. We don't have the power. So these are the things that delay it. But the only thing I'm going to say is this. Mawe land, let's focus ourselves on home ownership. That's what we want to achieve on that land. That we want to go build that land and let subscriber take their home and not be paying. So that's what we are on.
Sometimes most of the issues we bring to AGM are OGM matters. This Mowe land is something you have to sit down and trash very, very well.
Ordinary meeting. Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I subscribe to Mowe land. A lot of people here subscribe to Mowe land. It is an issue. The president has explained some things, but like the director has guided us, let us receive guidance. Let us receive guidance and be wise. That it's an issue that should go to an ordinary general meeting, and we can trash it at the ordinary general meeting, not the annual general meeting. And by the grace of God, this is the second virtual meeting, virtual and physical meeting that we are holding. So we can hold virtual meeting that every member can make their contribution as far as an issue. The bylaw review that we're going to do during the ordinary general meeting is going to be virtual. So everybody everywhere can contribute. Please, can we move the Mowe issue to an ordinary general meeting that will happen this year? This year, we are in March. Before the next 3 months, we will send out a notice. Within the next 3 months, that's May, June. Before June, we will be discussed. If
told us, let me understand that on this and addressed, and everybody will be at peace. I was happy. Even the president told me on his word, and I took him by his word. Today, you are telling us that in another 3 months' time, Mowe issue will be trashed. It should be an issue that if the land is not available, the value for that present land at Mowe now, the price value of that present land at Mowe now, should be refunded to the cooperators so that they can do something with the money. Because 300,000 12 years ago of that land, do you know the price now? Let's put our house in order, please. This Mowe land is a big issue. And that's why majority of us here came all the way from Sugar because of that Mowe land.
all right, thank you.
What we are trying to say, not that we are deviating to what the word we gave to you. Based on the directive they gave to us, no, we work based on the advice. Now, the ordinary general meeting, what we are saying, hello house.
Please, one house, please. One house, please. Thank you very much.
Let's agree within ourselves. If we are saying end of April, we should hold within 3 months, we can now make the arrangements. Some of us will still come here, but we are not going to tell you that all subscribers to that land must join us online. So we decide and scratch it out once and for all.
No, this is March. This is March.
Wait.
No, let's give ourselves 3 months. We'll send out a notice. Look. This is almost 3 o'clock. We've been here since 11 o'clock. Please, we can wait. We know. We are, just as you are, so I am, so is the president, so is everybody. We have been advised. Treat this matter exhaustively. Let us exhaust it at an ordinary general meeting. Within the next 3 months, we will send out a notice of the ordinary general meeting where the issue of Mowe, we will know that this meeting, we are calling it for Mowe. That's the essence of that meeting. And it's an online meeting. Thank you.
Mine is not really a question. I've noted observation in my note while we started this meeting. There's no underage here. Everybody here is an adult, educated. And so when I sit in a meeting and I see people talking and behaving as if this is a toggery gathering, it is appalling. This is unexpected role of people, men and women, that are sacrificing to run this association. One daddy came, he said he inaugurated this body with 45 members. Today we are over 10,000. It is difficult to manage people. But then, when you see your ESCO working, all you do is support this ESCO to succeed. We shouldn't come here and talk as if we are here to war. If you have genuine contributions to make them with decency. Make your contributions with every respect and with decency. Don't come here and talk as if you are talking to a bunch of motor park people. Please, I'm appealing to all of us. That was my observation. And then when Juliet came out here to speak, it displayed itself again. Please let us respect ourselves and let us respect this body that is sitting here. And I thank you all for all that you're doing. You are saying this matter of Mowe is going to OGM. That is 2 points that is going to OGM. So these two issues will be trashed at the next OGM. Within the next quarter, you will communicate to us. Thank you very much, everyone. I am Angela Selekere, representing DANCOOP Technologies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Angela. All right, so we have just 5 minutes left on this issue. If the issue you want to raise has been discussed before, please just leave it. New issues, please.
Okay. My name is Gabriel Tejum. I'm from Ibeshe, Cement Ibeshe. For an average DANCOOP member, especially the junior staff, it is the loan that is their benefit. So we have observed lately that the process or the time frame for processing the loans just getting long. For instance, I don't know why we should say quick loan. And you're applying for a quick loan and for a week and you're unable to get an alert.
Right, thank you.
You used to call that quick. Then again, I want the corporate, the management of DANCOOPs to strengthen the relationship between DANCOOP office and the payroll. Few weeks ago, payroll was approached for not attending to loans, and they were saying that they are busy, that they are preparing salary. So because of that, they delayed the loan for those that apply for quick loans. So I want to ask,
thank you, we understand.
What is the average? What is it?
Please, everybody here, people can testify that loan is 24 hours. You will get the same day. It's only if there is an issue that you will not get it that 24 hours, or if payroll has not sent it. But the moment your loan application gets to secretariat, you get your money in 24 hours. Please, like the president has earlier said, I'm very sorry, we have to move on. We have to leave here by 3 o'clock. The president earlier said that the software for members to check their account, your statement and everything is already live. So we have the developers of the software here just to give us a brief. But before they come, we are going to send a mail. You see, everybody already has one house, please. We are on the software. Everybody already has their user ID and password. User ID and password. Now, when you log in, you are automatically required to change your password. When you change your password, then you can now log in with your new password and then access your account. The way to share this information is tough. If there's a select your username and password. Another one is we'll send to licensing officers, and there are a lot of licensing officers here. We will send this information to you so that members can come to you and you can give them their username and password. Also, we'll send to the executives. So members, please, either you go to the secretariat staff, go to your licensing officer, or go to the executives to get your username and password. Already everything is available. The moment you get it, you log in and then you see all your statements. As at 31st December 2020, you see your account as at 31st December 2020. Up until now, work is ongoing to update to today. But the Mr. Wale, please. Where is Mr. Wale? Please come on. You want to say something? Mrs. Angela asks, why are we not sending by email to each person? The truth is, we don't have your next of kin, you're going to indicate, or next of kin, right? Next of kin, and then your email address, so that any information we want to send out, you understand? We always send out information on Outlook on various platforms, but now personalized information to receive alerts, it will be on your phone. So you have to put your phone number there and your email address for any alert you want to receive. Mr. Wale, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Please permit me to be informal. All needed protocol observed. So, I've listened to everybody. I think I like the passion of the cooperators here. And the software is something that has come also to enhance, is part of capacity enhancement. Currently what you have is that your secretariat, they are working hard and you trust them. But this software is bringing home feasibility. What do I call feasibility? Let's just take a transaction. For example, at the end of every month, your money is deducted from payroll and is sent to your account. Can you actually prove it? Do you have a proof? Do you have a ticket? Do you have something that shows you that your money was actually entered? So the software that you have right now, when you get your username and password, you log in. You can see your current status, how many loans do you have, what's your balance, how did you get there, and all that. So going forward, when your money is deducted by the payroll and is imputed into the system, you have two notifications. Number one, you get SMS. The SMS is saying, as at last month, February, your total savings is 15 naira. And this month, you've added another 10 naira to it. So your current balance is 16 naira. It's just the same way you get from all your bank accounts. If you also apply for loan, it tells you, and you get more detailed information on the email, if you have email. So also when you apply for loan, you get email and SMS alert telling you of exactly what you are doing. Where does the power comes in? If for any reason, somebody do something and there is something, you can come and say, see, as at February, this is what my total balance is. Now, I have added 10 naira. My total balance cannot be this. You are empowered to challenge what is there. And you are challenging from point of knowledge, from point of feasibility and clarity. Let me talk about the dividend that somebody is saying. If the dividend module on your software is activated and your name is Wale like my own, and you see there 50 naira, you just click that 50 naira. It's going to show you how that 50 naira was gotten. You don't, the formula and everything is going to show you this is your total savings, this is the total. So it drills down, it gives you more empowerment, it shows you how, what were arrived at. We also talked about some people not getting deducted and all. One of the things that the software does is that at the end of a period, the software say payroll I'm expecting 10 naira from Wale. He send it to payroll. When payroll comes back, the system automatically says, I am expecting 10 naira from Wale. I get 4 naira. There is a shortfall of 6 naira. So Wale will get an email saying, you are supposed to pay 10 naira. You have paid 6 naira. The secretariat also get the same mail to say this person has not paid. And the executives get a dashboard to say, this is the total expected, but this is what we have gotten. So the payroll, the software is not only doing your accounting, it's doing more of information management. And with that, you have clarity. There is so much that the system can do, but because of time, what I encourage all of us to do is this. Number one, login is your own. It's your own. And make sure you get alert for every transaction that you do. And if you have any problem, get to Secretariat. I'm always available. And what we have bought is what people of your status are using, the mobiles of this world, the Airtel, and a whole lot of other people, is a new dawn for those that are actually interested in knowing what is happening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Quickly, I'm sure we've all gotten our lunch. If you haven't gotten your lunch, please kindly indicate. Let me quickly invite the insurance. Masako. All right. While we're waiting for them, the questions. We need to round up. Mr. Ese, 1 minute. Sir? Let me quickly. Okay, please, 2 minutes. Insurance, right? 2 minutes, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to stand on the existing protocol. I've been given 2 minutes, and nothing much to say, so that we have been with you since the beginning of this, this AGM, and we could see that, like other multinational companies, this society is overdue for cooperative insurance. As we speak, we have paid over 350 million in claims. What this product will do for you is to avoid, from now going forward, the incidence of bad loan. Once you key into cooperative insurance, about 85% of the responsibility of every guarantor will be taken over by the insurance company. And how do you key in? What we need is just a letter from the ESCO engaging us and then putting the names of the society and what package you want to go in for. And once you start that, your loan portfolio will be fully insured against the incidents of bad loan. What do we cover? We cover debt. We are just overcoming a pandemic, and all of us know the risk involved. I'm sure most of us have lost a very dear one. And also the incidence of permanent disability while on duty or while out of duty. These two issues put together can save the society from another bad loan experiences. And thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, brother. We'll discuss with you, and it's something that we're going to key into once the executive management meets on it. Let me quickly invite the president of LASCO Fed he has an advice for us. Thank you, sir.
Cooperative. 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 Mr. President, sir. My regards from the department and distinguished cooperators. Good afternoon once again. First and foremost, I want to appreciate my president for doing a wonderful job. And secondly, I want to complain to him. I look at the program, there was no provision for the LASCO Fed president, number one cooperator in Lagos State, to address this gathering. I felt somehow disappointed. However, I requested for the mic simply because the issue of housing was dominating the discussion. And I have information for us. On Wednesday, the PIC member, Etiosa MC, we met the ESCO of the union and we discussed at length. And what was the discussion? I called the president last year. He didn't pick my call. Yes. I will show you here now. I won't send a message to you. He did not reply. Of course, he didn't know me. I won't blame him for that. But what was the information I have for him? Our president of Nigeria, President Buhari, released 200 billion fund for housing. 200 billion for housing is for people with low income. Now, cooperative is that to use the opportunity so that members can key into it. And in Lagos right now, many societies, they've applied for that loan. The loan won't be given to anybody, but the scheme is to build the housing units for members. They will build the house for you, you take possession, and you have a period of 15 years to pay the money back. This will not stretch your fund, society's fund. What is the house? There are 3 types. The first one is a room and a parlor, self-contained. This will cost about 1.8 million to 2 million naira to be paid. I'm not talking of a federal housing scheme or all those mortgages. No. I'm talking of this one was approved last year by our president, 200 billion naira. Approved alone. It has been released. The fund has been released. But to save time, because we have spent much time here, I'll give you the phone number of the executive secretary of LASCOFED for further information. You can call the woman, she will give you details. I'm assuring you, many societies are keen to it already. But because I heard people discussing about housing, then I won't feel, I'll feel, somehow guilty if I do not give you the information. Because for a while now, the society have abstained from LASCOFADE. So we want you to come on board and enjoy this benefit. Now, the number of the Executive Secretary of LASCOFADE, 080-2311-7726. Again, 080-2311-7726. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, sir. We're very grateful. Now we are coming to the end of. Okay, Mr. Ese. Okay, just 2 questions. All right. He has been raising his hand since. Please, let's. Ese. Please be brief.
My name is Ese Oge from Dangote Refinery. There were some issues that were highlighted by the director in last AGM. Let me say it was like an instruction. One of them has to be for us to really have an effective staff management. DANCOOP staff.
One house, please. One house. Please, one house.
DANCOOP should be members of the cooperative society. I want to ask if that instruction has been carried out. DANCOOP staff ought not to be members of the DANCOOP. I saw the organogram now, and I'm still seeing it reflecting there. If the instruction has been carried out.
DANCOOP staff.
Yeah.
Dangote cooperative staff, the secretariat staff.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
There should not be member.
Oh, it's an error in the pie chart. It's an error. It must have been an error in the pie chart.
It's an error.
It's an
it
error.
has been affected.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's move for. All right. Last one.
Yeah. My name is Kende Jami. I'm from Dangote Refinery. Sir, if you remember 2 years ago, we actually moved movement of last quarter to first quarter, or probably second quarter. Now, the essence of moving it down to first quarter is for proper handing over of accounts. Now we can. Now, cannot have AGM that your essence is for proper handing over of account. So that somebody else, please, take notes, please.
Yes, I think that one is being redressed too with this annual general meeting that have been shifted from November to March. So come March 2022, we are now going to hold an election and an AGM that will take care of this financial year. Recall, last year when I was advising you, I said that AGM was held when? November 2020. Some very towards the end of the year. I said if peradventure an election was to be held that day, that means the new set of executives come this year will be responsible for 10 months of what they don't have anything. And I advise that you should shift the AGM forward. So, you know, you can't, when you are giving something, you have to give something in return. You are getting something, you have to give something in return. What we are gaining now is accountability. Now we've regularized by holding AGM for 2020 in March as against November or October or December. So now the AGM proper for 2021, we now hold March, latest March 2022. That way, this set of ESCOs will be responsible for all the financials in 2021, and they will answer the question, and they will hand over calmly and coolly.
And we are now holding the meeting and come to 2022. We will be meeting. Thank you.
Where we start? Please let's move motion for adjournment of the 14th annual general meeting. Who is moving, please?
My name is Olalekan Awoshodu from Dangote Post Operations. I hereby move for the adjournment of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seconded?
I, Ajibo Boniface from Dangote Fertilizer Limited. I second the motion of the annual meeting.
Thank you. And now we have come to the end. 14th annual general meeting. I want to appreciate every member, all those who have joined us online. We want to appreciate all of you. Thank you for your patience. It's been several hours of sitting by your computer. We appreciate you. For everybody that came, all the licensing officers, all the BU representatives, we thank you. We thank everybody. And we also want to thank the Obajano team, the Land Committee Obajano. Mr. Sam, he has gone. Thank you very much. Please, the closing prayer. Awal, closing prayer, please. Awal, please, closing prayer. Hello, one house, closing prayer, please. Closing prayer, please.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. السلام عليكم.
Thank you very much. All right. Good luck. We'll see very soon in some few months during the annual general meeting, ordinary general meeting. Thank you very much. Bye.